Snake.
Hi, ich bin's Michel.
Und ich bin Sven und wir zeigen euch heute unseren ultimativen Trick.
Hello, my friends. Hunting down the foils, one pack at a time.
The following program deals with a controversial subject. The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information. Real fucking high on drugs.
Hoo-wee. That was an excellent session. That was the first fucking smoke of the day. That was
you were
nice.
going at it pretty hard there.
Yeah, it's always nice. What's going on, gentlemen? How you be?
Good. We'd be good.
I cannot complain. I've had a pretty semi-productive week, so I'm happy.
Father's Day is coming up to all you fathers. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Happy Father's Day.
I told my dad, I was like, nah, I'm not doing anything. I can't come over. I gotta do a sale, and just to fuck with him. And he loves Bailey's Irish cream, and coffee. So I got him some really good coffee, some fucking. He's probably watching this. He got some good cigars, and I'll take over some Baileys to him and hang out with him. I didn't realize that if you order shit from home nowadays, the people that come and bring it, if there's alcohol involved, they have to see your ID, obviously. I didn't even think about it, so I had ordered it for my next delivery of shit I get, because I live right by a store, and it came right before the show on Wednesday. So like I'm stuck down there with the guy. Clutch is in the StreamYard just waiting, and there's like the guest and 3 guys hanging behind the StreamYard for like 20 minutes. I felt terrible. Anyways, I am real fucking high on drugs because it is Saturday, Modern Comic Mayhem, and that was an excellent pre-show sesh. I hope you all enjoyed the music. If you guys want to check that out, you guys can find it in the link below. There is a Spotify playlist for that playlist, which is curated. It's pretty dope. But I figured we'll talk about San Diego Comic-Con today. We got a lot of San Diego Comic-Con news that's getting ready to start. We're less than, what, month and a half out?
About a month out, give or take.
Oh my gosh, man.
I think it starts the 24th or the 26th, I believe.
Yeah, I'm going, I do what I do every year before San Diego. I sell like crazy to pay for the trip, because that's how you should do it. And I have a whole Walking Dead collection that I got to sell over the next couple months. So if you guys are Walking Dead fans, I'm going to be setting up that Walking Dead collection probably for Monday night. So we'll do that. And then we got a bunch of stuff we're selling. I was just telling these guys, I'm putting this bad boy on the market. So
You said that's a 7.5?
7.5, yeah. Here's somebody that knows about this.
That's right where the money starts.
Yeah.
7.5. What's up, Nate?
What up, brother?
Yo,
Nathan. What's
I
up, brother?
walk into money.
Yeah.
Money. Yeah.
Ching.
I got a bunch of stuff that I'm pulling out that I'm gonna start selling. I've got a 180, an 8.5 180. I've got a Batman 127 that I'm putting up, a 6.5. I've got
Get ready for San Diego.
Yep, just starting to get ready for San Diego. And then I'm doing a bunch of little sales. I'll be, selling a bunch of signed stuff and crazy stuff that I was kind of holding on to for after San Diego, but it's time to just start selling. Start slanging books, as Jesse James would say, Jesse James Comics would say, right?
Don't we owe him a quarter every time we quote him?
What's that?
So don't we owe Jesse a quarter every time we quote that?
Yeah, I know. So it's gonna be a good year this year. Nate, did you see the Star Wars exclusives that they announced for San Diego?
Yeah, I like the Anakin and Obi-Wan, the Mustafar fight. Like, I think that looks great. Well, and I think 110 is a very fair price because
Is it a 2-pack or?
So you have those two, and then you also have. Remember when they did do the final battle and they were on like that platform that was going through the lava? So that's part of the play set. So you have the lava underneath, and you have the platform, and then you also have the one droid. So like Anakin, before he jumped over to fight Obi-Wan, was on that. So it looks really good. I think the faces look really good.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how people are going to fit this in their bag getting back, but it's worth trying to find out.
That's something you ship back.
Because between this and Cold Slither, I mean, those two are going to be, they're going to be big. But they look with the packaging. It's, if you remember the old Black series when they were doing some of the play sets like the Cantina, they've already got them in the dual in the plastic. You could see it over the lava. It looks really good.
Really, they have the packaging out for it?
Yep, and it's one of those slide packages, so you just slide off the over the entire thing. It's almost They showed it the other day. They did Hasbro did a live show on Friday and showed it.
And excuse me, Nate, you said that was 110?
That's the price I saw. It was 109. Yep, 109.99.
And does anyone know what the retail on the Cold Sliver is?
I think that one is, it's 150.
Yeah, let's look at that real quick.
I think if you think about it, because you have the 4 G.I. Joe characters, so you think about those 25 a piece, and then you start doing like the drum set and like the other parts, and the exclusive piece, the creative, the packaging. The packaging again on that one's really good. So I think that's reasonable.
That's the one I need to have someone do mercenary work for me. I don't think I'm making it to San Diego this year, unfortunately.
When is San Diego this year? Is it middle of July?
23rd. Starts July 23rd.
Okay.
Are you going, Nate?
I want to. I want to come in at least for just a few days. 'Cause I've never been, and just listen to the stories last year. I just want to hang out with everybody.
Yeah. So we got to find out who's going for sure because, we got to make sure what room we have and stuff. So we got to talk about that. Yep. I know Joe's going for a couple days too. So.
Oh, Hood's going?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Okay. I talked to Yi earlier. I was trying to get him to come up to have a couple of beers, but he was tied up with some stuff. But yeah, I don't want to be the one who's left out.
It's gonna be fun, dude. It's gonna be fun. They also announced.
Sure.
Check this out, bro. They also got these sick. Did you see these Halloween figures?
Uh-huh.
It's 4-1. It's
4-1.
4-1 who?
Bad guys.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But we have 1 point.
We have 1 point. Yeah. The Oilers have 1 point.
Oh no. Anyways, Asajj Ventress as the Wicked Witch. This is awesome.
Oh wow.
Look at the cat too.
I know.
It just, yeah, these look really neat. She makes the perfect witch.
Figure does
Doing
not
like
fly.
a whole like Wizard of Oz set, like Star Wars set like that.
No, they're just doing. They should, but they're just doing
Do
the.
a
I shouldn't say
couple.
Wicked Witch of the West. She's just a witch, but they're doing the Halloween. So look at this one. This is the whole reason why I wanted to talk about this.
Yeah.
This is the Ghost Royal Guard figure. Right?
Okay.
When it glows in the dark.
And it glows.
Not
in
sure it
the
doesn't
dark.
look better than the normal look.
Holy cow, does that look badass though, dude?
Yeah, it looks great. Because he always had a good outfit anyway, but the way they accentuates the helmet and the look, I like it. I like it a lot.
I always love these Halloween ones that they do. I think they're great. Here's a Frankenstein. Is it Frankenstein or the Mummy? Maybe. I don't know.
Once you got the zombie troopers, you could do a lot.
Yeah.
And
So-
the evil porg.
Yep. So those are pretty sweet. And then they announced a couple of Black Series figures. They announced Barris Ophi in Black Series, right? Is it Black Series? Yeah.
Yep. And then the Temple Guards one I always wanted. I always thought it was a really cool look.
Yeah, that's fucking dope.
Because I could be wrong, and I don't know all the backstory, but I think that's where Revan's helmet kind of originates.
Yeah, that's sick.
I mean, I know it's kind of Mandalorian and stuff, but that helmet, it's awesome. I haven't gotten into this this side of the Star Wars piece yet.
I think this is dope. Didn't they do a
I heard
black and
good.
white one already?
Mm-hmm. I think so. I haven't. I think I may have watched like 1 or 2 episodes, and it wasn't bad. I just hadn't gotten into that lore yet.
It's a cool figure. Did a classic vintage 4-pack of snow troopers.
Ooh, nice.
So I got to ask you guys, like, what do you think about this? Because I'm so used to them being completely white. It throws me off that their boots are dirty and their pants are just a little bit off. Like, I don't know. I can't tell if I like it or not. It's not bad, but I feel like I need it more clean.
Well, they're infantry, so they're supposed to kind of have the dirty boots and the splash marks on them. If they were like internal guards or something, then I get it. But
Or they'd be pristine because they wouldn't have any mess in.
yeah, they're running out there in 4 feet of snow and probably dirt and all that shit. So they're supposed to look like that.
Fucking figure building is a trap, you guys. It's a trap.
it is.
Don't do it.
Figure building is a trap?
Yes. And what I mean by that is troop building and figures, I should say, not figure building, troop building. The guys that buy the 100 Crimson Guards because they want to have a cool setup where
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can see that being an addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these guys who have these play sets, especially like, when you think about Return of the Jedi, when all the troops are waiting for Vader to get off and they have that diorama built and they've got all those stormtroopers. I mean, it looks great, but good Lord. I mean, they have a lot of stormtroopers.
Wow. Yeah.
That would you say that they make more of that figure because they know there's troop building?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. That's why they
So
made that.
like they would make, let's say, like just throwing a crazy number, like 100,000 stormtroopers versus, let's say, 30,000 Luke Skywalkers. Is that how they do it?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
okay.
specifically for troop building.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because they'll do this with John, you're right on, like stormtroopers from New Hope,
Right.
these guys from Empire, scout troopers from Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
People can't get enough of them. And then that's not including when you start thinking like TIE fighters.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. Like people
Happens in
buy
G.I.
a
Joe
lot of
too.
them.
I know when I was a
That's
kid,
right.
when I had
You have
the
like 30 just random Vipers.
yeah. when I was a kid and I had the original Star Wars figures, I do know that I had at least 4 or 5 stormtroopers. And
See, I
know
never
when
did. I only had one. Yeah.
No, I think what happened was every time a relative asks, "What did I want?" I just kept asking for
For the same.
Yeah, same thing with the Hoth, Rebels. Like I said, get me a few of those, and then somebody bought me the Hoth playset with the AT-AT, cardboard cutout.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
There's a little elevator.
yeah, I was a spoiled kid, so I had a lot of crazy shit. So, but I knew to ask everybody, keep getting me certain figures so I can do some troop building on.
You are the original troop builder.
Yeah, I have actually printed photos of me as a kid, like building little dioramas with them with whatever you bought. So it's kind of cool that I saved that stuff all these years.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the 3 3/4 GI Joes. I did the same thing. I had a whole bunch of Cobras, and yeah. So I get it. Yeah, I understand now that they continued doing that because guys are more doing a display rather than playing with their toys. So.
Nate, did you see the guy that tried to sell I don't know if he sold it or if it got taken down or what, but it was a original send away certificate box from the first 4 figures, and he sold it on eBay, and it sold for some ridiculously low amount.
Is this the one that you guys showed on Wednesday? What, like $3,500?
Yeah.
Not
I was
even
like, what the
close to what it's
fuck?
worth.
He got me, dude.
Wow.
Because I saw that, I was like, how? I was like, when you always talk about on Wednesdays, like, if I would have known this was out there, I would. That is the one, because I don't have that.
There was some fuckery there. That was for sure.
And there was, I think Clutch. Somebody pointed out, or Leg, that he had no previous feedback.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a good call out, because he could have literally taken those pictures from somebody else, thrown on his, because it's a little too good to be true.
This is also San Diego exclusive Marvel Legends 3-pack from the Savage Land. That'll be a big seller.
The cool part is, and I always mess up the name because I was thinking about Lord of the Rings. Sauron.
Sauron.
He's got the, how he can hypnotize people? He's got the eyes, and he looks like he's got the circles in the eyes, like he's hypnotizing people. It looks really, really neat.
It comes with
I think
Snap.
that's a remake of a Toy Biz set.
Is it? That's dope.
They did something. So. Yeah, they did something like that back in late '90s, early 2000s. They did and it wasn't like from a show. It was like Toys R Us did a deluxe set. KB's did a deluxe set, and I remember them having, I think, a Savage Land deluxe set, and it looks like they just remade it and made it better looking.
There's a lot of that kind of stuff, John, that where people they'll have that they haven't made since. I'm trying to remember. There was one Marvel figure they talked about with Toy Biz that hadn't been done in a long time, but they retool them, and people love like how it was done originally, and they basically just take the kind of same concept but build out with now the technology to make the figures look better, because these look really good.
Yeah, you could tell like the way they make these figures now versus like Marvel Legends when they first started, where the paint was it's a little dry looking and a little grainy looking. Now it's like flawless, and it just looks really great the way they do it now. Like you said, you're pointing out the details on this figure, and but I'm sure like if anybody did a quick search, probably on eBay, you'd probably find the original Toy Biz, and I think it was a KB's exclusive. But same figures too. I think it had a Savage Rogue or something that looked like a Savage Rogue, and they had a couple other people in there. So
look at these.
I just like hearing the name KB Toys.
Yeah, I miss KB Toys.
KP was the spot, man.
Look how great Rogue looks. That's a great looking figure.
Yeah.
Bryan, what's the retail on that?
I think this one's around 100.
All right.
I think all this shit starts at 100 now. I don't think there's it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find a $45 set anymore.
Yeah.
Especially for San Diego. Just
True that. the glory days of the late 90s, early 2000s are gone in the price department.
Yeah, I got to stay away from this shit because I had all of the original Marvel Legends that came with the free comic and all that shit. And I guess at the peak, similar like Comix, I dumped the whole collection when it was at its peak, and I made a boatload of money because I bought all that stuff like off the store shelves and stuff. And but now I see some of the newer stuff, and it's like really, really interesting looking, the details and the paint jobs and the variations of figures they do now. And I'm just like, man, if I buy one, I'm gonna buy 100. So I just stay away from it altogether.
And that's the reason I'm trying to, like, in my mind, pace myself, because even if I'm even gonna pay buddies of mine that are out there to get it for me or off of eBay, it's like, okay, I'm trying to put a budget in my head. As long as I get one of the Cold Sliver sets, I'm happy.
Mm.
The other crazy thing is that there's a concert on the Thursday of San Diego. Cold Slither.
Cold Slither.
Yeah,
Yep.
I know they're dropping a vinyl for it too.
Yep.
They're doing a Cold Sliver vinyl.
Yeah.
There's like 13 tracks on it.
So that's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nuts. There's a I don't know if they've announced it. Did they announce anything about what's in that figure pack with them? Is there anything in there with it?
No, just I think it's really everything they've shown. Because like when they came out with the packaging or that creative part at first, because it's been a while now if you think about it, because they didn't have, like, Monkey Wrench wasn't out at that point, and he was on the creative, and now he's come out. They still have like the Gem and the holograms or the Misfits, that kind of stuff on there. I don't know if they've, they may have tweaked it a little bit, kind of like for other things that are coming out, but I got a feeling that's going to be a hot set. Like, it feels like that's what everybody wants. I hope because Brian, I think you were talking about this last year, that Hasbro would limit like how many they would give out each day. And then you had to, if you didn't get in the allocation that day, you had to go back the next day. And I think, I hope they don't. I mean, I guess it obviously makes sense to have some for every day, but I hope they, there's going to be a lot of demand for it. So,
yeah. Oh yeah. It's, San Diego's going to be interesting this year. Been talking a lot about that kind of behind the scenes with a lot of people to see where San Diego is going to be, post Diamond. It feels like there are, and I talked about this on the industry show the other day, that it feels like there are some really smart, newer, guys who are making their way in the industry over the last 5 years, that are doing some really smart, good things, and they're at the top of the game. I mean, they're success stories, but there's also a lot of, long-time people who have been in this industry that are facing hardships. So it's interesting where that's heading. It's kind of hard to tell right now.
I was going to ask you, because I missed today's show, but when I went to the shop on Wednesday to pick up my books, and I was asking if they had the monsters with the card in it, because they had the other ones.
Hold on. Let's just get into it. Let's get into it.
I got at you, McClay. I hope this makes your comic book drama, because these dudes, goofy ass dudes.
Into the into the into the
But let's get down to business.
All right, Nate, go ahead with your story.
So I was asking, hey, do you have the one with the card? Because I was like, I'd like to have one of the New Mutants variations and Chaz is like, no. He's like, I think Lunar is the new, who were we just talking? Diamond
distributor.
Because he's like, yeah, he was just like, man, everything we get from them now is damaged, and it's just one after another. But when I saw, so the shop didn't have those. And so I was like, well, maybe they come out next week. But then I saw Clutch's post, and he's got 125, and they all have the same card. And I was like, do you realize mathematically, like like if you're in Vegas to roll the same number like 125 times, because 1 out of 5 is 20%, and you basically have to multiply times 1 over 5 125 times. So you go from 20%, you do that twice, and you go from 20% to 4%. You just keep multiplying it out. I was like, they must just have like stacks of the cards, or stacks of this one with this card, stacks of this one with this card, and just said, "Oh, you order 125," and just grabbed them and just throw them in a box and didn't even try and sort them at all. I don't know. I don't know if other people have run into the same issue.
Here's kind of what I'm hearing. I haven't had a chance to talk to Mark yet, so shout out to Mark. I'm sure he's kind of just now hearing this stuff too, as well as Keenspot's probably just now hearing it. Because you're right. Starting, like today, we started seeing all these posts, and I had people. Yesterday, started seeing all these posts and people kind of reaching out, asking what was going on with the polybag, the cards that are in these, right? So for those of you guys that don't know, there's a polybag with them, and in those polybags is a card. He had been working on it for a while, and it's a great idea. And here's what I'm hearing. It sounds like this could be a lunar thing. Not for sure, but what I'm hearing is the people who got these from Diamond got everything mixed up. It was, random, and they got bunches of everything like they should in a certain ratio. The people that got them from Lunar are the ones that got where basically it's just like and here's the crazy thing. The cool thing about this, it's kind of a bummer because it kind of ruins the excitement that, Mark and Keenspot were going to have on this issue because, these are all individually numbered cards too. Like,
yeah.
There's like 4,000 of this one, and it's individually numbered. There's 1,000 or 2,000 of this one. It's individually numbered out of 2,000, every single one. So these are probably all in descending order. You know what I mean? And that's a bummer too. Do
you remember picking up X-Force when it first came out?
Yeah.
Because you wanted to get all the bags. Like, hey, I need the one with Cable. I need the one with Deadpool, and you could see the cards, Domino, and hey, I just want to make sure the X-Force team. And you want to make sure like you got all 5 of them. And if you're going through your LCS and like everyone's the same, you got to, I'm sure like, just like we're going through, it's like, you got to be kidding me. Like you got to put a little effort in. Like someone has got to understand like what people expect. I mean, that's awful.
I've talked to a couple retailers. The reason why I feel this way, because this, a couple of the retailers I talked to was like, yeah, it was through Lunar, and this is kind of what it's looking like. I talked to another retailer who got his through Diamond, and his were fine. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's just a learning lesson, that's for sure.
Well, Brian, there's the drop that it got pushed back to the 18th was just this upcoming Wednesday. So we're going to see on Wednesday if the rest of these cards that are missing and, not sorted, if we'll see what happens now, because originally, if you remember, Mark said, I think the Terminator-looking robot, the skeleton-looking guy, was the shorter printed one. Meanwhile, that was the first few that I got, and I haven't seen a Slayer yet. But thankfully, I pre-ordered sets from an individual that was able to come through.
Well, here's the problem with that. You're 100% right. I'm glad you bring that up because that's what people are doing. They were planning on selling sets. So think about the people that are sitting on, say they bought 400 of them, they're sitting on all the same card.
But I've told a bunch of people, just wait till Wednesday, because that's when you'll see if all of these cards, you'll see them popping out the right amount of them.
You think that they could have got to the rest of the print run before it got out and said, whoa, there's something going on here?
Yeah, well, it's like you said. It's whoever's, I guess, at Lunar. They're just taking them right out of the case, and they don't, they're not shuffling. They're not doing anything. They're just throwing them.
That brings up a good question. Good question, John. That brings up a good point. Right. Who is it that usually does that? Is it the printer that should be putting them in random, ratio order, or is it the distributor that does it? Is it the publisher? I don't know. You know what I mean? Who is the person that usually does that? Who did it for?
I mean, these cards are coming. Are these cards coming from KeenSpot, or is this a different
I
entity
think they're
that's making
coming
the
from
cards or something?
the printer that printed the book, I think.
Okay, so then it's
Well, doesn't
KeenSpot.
the printer polybag them too, or
No, it's not KeenSpot because KeenSpot's not printing
No?
the book.
Oh, they're not printing anything. Okay, they don't
Yeah.
oversee shit. They just
I would
collect the
think
money.
logistically, like you print them. Hey, we printed everything and we sent to the distributor. Distributor, it's on them to sort it or the allocations and do whatever they need to do to actually send them out.
Mm.
But I'm not close enough to it. But naturally, that's what I would think. I would think it'd be on the distributor.
Yeah.
I will say just real quickly. So when I was reading number 5, I don't know if I just didn't pick up on this. Has anyone noticed? And is it the letterer or the scripter? The person's name is Micah Myers. I'm like Michael Myers. I'm like for a monsters book. I'm like it's like
Isn't
me
that
selling ice cream. My
synchronicity,
last name
dude?
being Cone.
Yeah.
I mean, like I was like, it's great,
dude. You're 100%. It's synchronicity, bro. It was meant to be. So
hell yeah.
I think
That's
that's
awesome.
the letterer Mark has been working with this whole time. Like it's the only letterer he works with. So or only other guy he works with on the book. There's nobody else.
You look at the
does
names,
anything.
and I think it's his wife, like Meredith, and then his son,
Melissa?
like Chase, whatever. And then you
Yeah.
see Micah Myers. And I was like, Micah Myers. And
Yeah.
I looked, and I got number 0, and I read that one. I'm like, Micah Myers. I'm like, Michael Myers.
Well, it's interesting because how long has it been since a book has done this where they've tried to do the whole, I know we give credit to X-Force #1 as being the one we think about when this happens, but there was a ton of books back in the 90s that did this where they put cards in and that kind of thing has died. And so you have problems like this because this is a new...
crossover from the X-Men in the 90s did it too.
Yeah, so many did it. But
Sean in the chat is saying the publisher is the one who should set it up or who does it before they go from the printer distribution.
Yeah, he said distribution doesn't have time to shuffle them all around unless publisher asks them to, and maybe even compensate them for doing it. Well,
yeah, I definitely see pain.
Interesting lesson right there. That's again, you guys. We think we know how things happen behind the scenes. We have no fucking clue.
None.
Yeah, but this is definitely botched.
Oh yeah,
it's really screwed up that somebody would order like Clutch over 100 copies and you get all the same fucking card. That is just crazy.
Well, he's not the only one, too, man. Like he's just the only one that I can use his picture to express what's going on.
Right.
There is a ton of fucking people, man, and you're 100% right, John. It's a fuck up either way around it.
Brian, I was thinking about the old starting lineups when I saw this. I'm like, okay, so if I'm in California, do I need to call someone in Texas to get like this card, and I need to call someone in North Carolina to get this one, and so everybody swaps out evenly so you can get a whole set.
Hey, Mark can create a social media account where to trade for your card set, which part of the country you can get to.
Okay, I'm not getting my copies to Wednesday, so.
Hopefully, Diamond.
I will say
got yours from
the
Diamond.
one thing that got me, I bought the version with the the girl with the snake tattoo.
Oh yeah.
And so when I was reading it, I was like, she never showed up. I wouldn't spoil that, but I was like, where is she?
Mark's card swap. Yes, that's what we'll call it. Mark's card swap. For totally. But yeah, I think that this will be something that will be, there'll be some changes made for that, I imagine.
Yeah.
That is interesting though. That was something that a lot of people kind of threw out this week or the last couple of days. I've had quite a few people show me information about like, oh, I didn't get any of these. It's really weird. All right. This is another one. If you guys thought that it was just going to be for one con, get ready. There's going to be more. We're in the Labubu comic phase.
Let me tell you something. When you mentioned this on Wednesday, when you were talking about the market report going into it, I thought that you were speaking another language if I was not married to my wife. And let me tell you, I woke up this morning and I had all these these messages like, congratulations, your all these things from Pop Mart. And my wife has been ordering these. She's been on these for, I don't know, about 2 weeks. They Pop Mart sends them in, we get them in, and then she's like going through them.
Oh boy.
What
is this?
So your wife collects these?
She doesn't collect them. There's like one or two that she wants, but she knows that she can just flip them. And,
that's
and
awesome.
I will say this is just like for everyone in the chat, everyone watching the show, and all of us. She's been around enough, like watching cards get flipped and comics get flipped. She's like, oh, everybody wants this, and so she goes and gets it and then flips them.
Those come when you open the box. They come sealed in a pack, like a bag, like a pack of cards. So you don't know, even if the box is destroyed or whatever, you still don't know which one of those figures you get till you rip the bag open.
Well, so she was doing it the other day, and I think there's a little, like, you can have some insight. It'll tell you who you don't get. So when you go through Pop Mart, you basically have to kind of clip on the boxes, and then if you win one, it'll show like 6 at the bottom, and it'll show you like 2 that it's not. So you know how your odds have narrowed down to like 4 out of 6. So if you're trying to get the chase, I told her we had dinner with somebody earlier that she's doing it with, like a friend, and I was like, I was like, if you guys haven't watched the Beanie Baby people in the courts where they're splitting them up on the floor, I was like, this thing is just it's wild. It reminds me of that.
Whenever I do market report stuff, I go and look at recent toy sales, and it is just nothing. It is like 60% Labubu stuff. These things, these packs, these unopened packs.
What are these things?
They're like little troll dolls, dude. They're like
it's like a manga thing, right? Or
do you remember the book Where the Wild Things Are?
Yeah.
They look like that. At least the ones that I've seen from her. Like that's why she likes it, because she's like it reminds her of Where the Wild Things Are.
Well, it's a cross between the Wild Things and Teletubbies.
Yes.
Okay.
They look like they're wearing Teletubby suits, and then they have like bunny ears,
and they have evil grins.
And here's the other thing too, and then this is probably, like, I wouldn't know this until she told me. So it's very popular now for people to buy these and put them on very high-end bags, like Hermes and things of that nature, like really, really expensive bags. So if you have an expensive bag, this is basically just like another accentuating like how much money you have. So
Nate, I watched a video the other day. It was in Reels on Instagram, and there were 2 guys that had to be late 20s, early 30s, fucking with each other about the authenticity of 2 guys now. And I'm not talking to, just regular dudes.
Yeah.
And one guy had one hanging from his little Louis Vuitton satchel, and the other dude had one hanging from like his keychain. And he's walking by him. He goes, "Yo," he says, "you have a fake one there." And he goes, "No, it isn't. I got it from here." He said, "Well, you mind if I scan it?" They're having this fucking bullshit on the reel, and the guy scans it. And he goes, "Look, see, yours is fake." And I'm just like, these are guys that are in their late 20s, early 30s.
What, you mean like Wall Street type of guys, or?
Nah, just regular dudes like these typical kids you see with the sneakerheads and into Supreme and all this crap. They're actually arguing about these fucking stuffed animals, and I'm like, man, like Japan. I tell you, if Japan wants a week in America, they're doing it, boy.
Well, they're in comics now, baby.
Beanie Babies?
They're in comics now. It wasn't just Dallas Comic Con. There's more.
Well, actually, I don't think
the worst part when you showed this, I was like, oh no,
China.
Especially because her birthday is next week, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, my oh, Jesus. As soon as I seen the cover of this book, I already knew where this is going.
Yep.
Hell.
This is not going to stop. This is going to turn into like Cabbage Patch bullshit.
Yep.
That's it. The Beanie Babies, Cabbage Patch, all that garbage.
Yeah, it's Pops, Beanies, Cabbage, all smashed into one, and that little anime thing because anime is big now, and it has like that little feel of manga to it or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Shout out to
it's
Billy.
nothing
What
but
up,
trouble.
Billy?
I can tell you that.
I'll shoot you a link if
God
you want
help
to jump in. You're more than welcome. If not, no worries at all, brother. At all. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what's next. What other homages we're going to see in the Labubu stuff, right?
And Nate, I saw that they're starting to make sports franchise uniforms for these things.
Really?
Yeah. I saw somebody displaying a fucking Los Angeles Dodgers.
Now that makes
set.
sense to me. The Dodgers, that seems spot on.
Well, they're last year's world champs. So, I mean, that would be naturally the first set you would make,
No,
right?
I
If you're
just,
trying to make
I just
some
think
money.
the Dodgers, they're losers. They deserve it.
But that's where it's going. That is totally where it's going.
The Mets.
Hey, careful.
Someone needs to make a Red Sox one stat, please.
Well, they'll make a Red Sox Green Monster version, which is fine because the Red Sox nobody cares about them either.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nate, you just gave somebody an idea at the ballpark. They're gonna do Green Monster fucking Labubus or whatever they're called.
Oh, it'll be yeah. I mean, it's gonna be the promotion.
What do you guys think about this? This was a famous card back in the 90s. Score actually
looks familiar.
No, this is such bullshit to me. Score was one of the first companies to put autographed cards in packs, right? And they were like major hits. Them, Upper Deck back in the day. And Score back in the day did a Mickey Mantle autograph card that you can pull from their product. And Topps went and grabbed one and cut it in half because it probably wasn't in good condition and turned it into a one-of-one Mickey Mantle National Treasures card.
That sucks.
Or Fanatics did, not Topps. Fanatics with Panini.
I'd rather have that. I'd rather have the original card, even in with a couple of maybe beat corners, than have somebody cut it in half and put it into a cut
ridiculous.
Signature.
Yep, 100%.
Because the card itself was impossible to find. So the fact that even if it's a little beat up, it's still a unique piece.
Who would cut a Mickey Mantle card?
They would.
Yes.
They've got FU money, so they can go out there and buy all these things at auction and cut them up.
This is one of the problems too. Like one-of-ones doesn't mean anything anymore. Because I think Ellie rookie cards, I think he has like 230 one-of-ones. I mean, it's insane. Like there's just one-of-one is not one-of-one. It's still one of like 250.
And here's
it's all.
Here's the thing that really pisses me off. The thing that really pisses
Joe DiMaggio, I'd get one. Joe DiMaggio was he hit a home run with Marilyn Monroe. That's what counts to me, man.
The thing that really blows me away is what this guy said.
No way.
Card on the right, which is the original card from Score, $275. Card on the left, the new National Treasures cut card, $5,500. That's what suckers are buying, are paying.
And the thing
for.
is with Panini too, it's not even, it doesn't have the sponsorship, so it can't even show the logo. As opposed to like Score, because they had the license from MLB.
Yeah,
I tell you
totally.
It's the same. The person who pays $5,500 for this is the same person who paid $500,000 for Jason Dominguez.
Yep.
Like they deserve what they get.
Yeah. That's crazy.
They deserve the Lala Boo Boo Mickey Mantle auto cut in half. What a bunch of fucking morons.
Yeah. That's unfortunately the play. Okay. Next, this is kind of funny to me. I've talked about this guy when he talks about autographs before, and this is great though. Check this out. So this is the guy who's in that show, The Bear, I think is that what it's called? The show about the cooking place. You guys know what that show is?
Nope.
What's it called?
The Bear?
Is it called The Bear? What's it called? Chat will know what I'm talking about. I'm a little too stoned for it. Yes. Selden says yes. So it's about it's a really big show on like Netflix or some bullshit that is about a cooking, like a guy who's a cook and he's trying to fucking I haven't seen it yet. It's supposed to be really fucking good. So anyway, this guy is out signing signatures of all these people that are trying to, get signatures to send into PSA. Look what this guy's doing.
Saying this, any athlete or celebrity who takes time in masses of people like this to sign autographs, it's commendable because they certainly don't have to. I used to be out in the streets doing this shit too, and you get a real entitlement to it sometimes. So I do understand both sides of it. But that being said, I always admit that there's a griminess to this. It's a bit of a gray area when you're out hustling in the streets trying to get this shit signed, with the intent to sell it. I understand the gripe that celebrities have. But is that the answer? What he does? This is Jeremy Allen White from The Bear. I know him from Shameless. From what I hear, he's a great guy. He always stops.
Don't be that douchebag,
So look, did you see how he was signing, you guys?
Yeah.
He was just scribbling. Just scribbling.
Any athlete or celebrity who takes time
not even
in...
It's not even the same scribble. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that looks like the way I sign things.
I mean, that's honestly one of the problems is that sports cards right now, everything looks poor. Like just the signatures look really poor.
Yeah.
So that surprised me. And now we'll just say real quickly in the chat, Omar had a good one. He said there should be a Astros Labubu that comes with in a trash can. It's a great idea.
That is a good idea.
Spot on.
Yes. So pretty fucking ridiculous, this shit, man. If you're gonna have an autograph, give people your autographs, put your signature on something. At least, I don't know, man. I get it. Like, here's my thought process. Why take the time to do this? Like, just walk away. Just don't do it. If you're gonna stop, you're taking the time no matter what. Like, why even do it? You're just gonna piss him off. Does he do it just to piss him off? Does he think that?
I think it's a tough balance. It's a balancing act because, like, I think the act is commendable. Like, at least you're trying. But when you see what you get, it's like, you remember like with Hood, he's got that Cowboys football, and Stephen McGee signed it. And he's like, he ruined it because he just has this awful autograph. Yes. He's like, just don't even sign it. Just either take your time and make very nice penmanship, or just don't ruin it.
Have you seen the shit that Frank Gore is going through on that end?
No.
Oh, dude, you're gonna laugh your ass off about this. Let me show you this. So Frank Gore has an autograph out there where it just says FGF, I think, and he's catching a bunch of shit because somebody printed out, one of his teammates printed it out and showed it to him and was like, what is this garbage? And,
that's what he should get.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly the guys who should be giving him hell. His teammates or peers.
Let me see if I can find this. This is really, really funny.
Because that was one thing with Mantle. He'd actually said that someone had mentioned to him about if you're.
So I think I may have found something on this. Frank Gore Jr.
Penmanship. Oh my God, that is awful.
All right, so here's the original, the thing that was put out where one of his teammates was giving him shit about it, right?
Shut out my autograph. Look at it, Vinny. You think it's me? 100% fake. Whoever this is, reach out to me and I'll get you a real autograph.
So, you know what I mean?
Real autograph.
But you look at that.
There's the auto.
If I didn't know any better, I would think like that person's illiterate who does that because it's so bad. Like I would think they know how to spell.
Well, here's the problem. Check this out. The problem is
auto in question. So then I started looking around eBay, and here's one that's up for auction. Side note, when I was looking at those Frank Gores, this is the back of that card, and I was like, wow, this looks so fake. And I thought it was a fake card. But then I found this one, and first I was like, whoa. So Topps has 2 Frank Gore type
Right? You're like, okay, maybe they're fake.
autos for this year. But at least now we know that both cards on the back look fake. So now Topps has 2 types of autos that we know of. Then I found this Sage Hit Frank Gore Jr. auto.
This is from back in the day when he was, getting drafted.
And there's a few others that looked like the Topps.
And here's a couple old ones that he used to have. So you're starting to think, okay, maybe the guy, he's telling the truth. That it's just somebody putting out fakes.
Auto that looks like this. But then I found this other Sage auto of Frank Gore Jr., which is kind of weird. But then you look at these two side by side and they don't look anything the same. But then you throw the third one in and it looks like a mix of the two. So is this a Frank Gore Jr. problem and not a Topps problem?
So here's the funny thing about it, right? This would never be brought to the forefront in the way it has if it wasn't because card collecting has gotten so big that professional sports players are collect cards now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now they're giving these guys, shit for having horrible autographs. So shout out to those guys. Keep that shit up. That's funny. Dude.
That's awesome sauce.
Right? Hell yeah.
If you get do sloppy work, you should get shit for it, man.
Yeah.
It's just incredible, like looking at a lot of players today. And then I go down the hall and I look at like Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax autos and stuff like that. It's just Keith Hernandez, Lou Brock. You look at those and I mean, it's no question exactly what you're looking at.
Yeah. This wasn't supposed to, or this isn't necessarily a drama alert segment, but I'm preempting it because everybody's going to be talking shit about this, but I think this is fucking awesome. Big shout out to the crew over at Bad Idea for fucking pulling this shit off. Bad Idea has the best fucking, what is it called? People that come up with ideas for promotions, their PR team maybe. I don't know what it is, but shout out to Sienna and everybody over at Bad Idea. Whoever came up with this idea, this is for their new cul-de-sac book that they're doing. So,
there's a stake through the comic. It's genius.
All right, now I want a steak.
Okay, so check this out. Bad Idea is like known for doing that clear or the see-through book,
CGC,
getting it graded.
There's nothing there.
Fucking awesome. I wish I owned one of those so bad. So now you see this, and it's funny because I was I went to WonderCon this year and hanging out with Leg, and we're at the Tiki, the like little Disney Tiki bar. And by the way, shout out to the Disney. I forgot about how cool Disney is when you're actually there. Like I give credit to a little bit of credit to all the Disney cultists. It is kind of cool, man, especially when you're there. So we're at that fucking Tiki bar. We're hanging out with the Bad Idea crew and Dinesh. Jesus Christ, he's gonna kill me. He's gonna like. First of all, you messed up. Called Bad Idea, almost called Bad Idea Diamond, and you almost called Dinesh Dennis.
No.
The cul-de-sac.
They are
book,
one of the same.
No, they are not.
I know.
Showed me this fucking. He's like, look at this, and he showed me the prototype for this, and I was like, you got to be kidding me, dude.
Awesome.
And so they announced this. It's a stake in the heart play on a CGC case. Only 36 of them exist. It says here, Bad Idea stakes claim to the most ridiculous CGC slab in the comic book history. Bad Idea is thrilled to unveil a must-see to believe version of Cul-de-sac. So this is one of their new books that they're actually distributing, which is cool. They're now distributing to all comic book shops. So if you're one of I think you have to pre-order. Let's see here. Have your to secure one of these, have your local comic book store confirm an order of 500 copies or more of Cul-de-sac number 1 with Bad Idea. Hit up Sienna before Final Order Cutoff on Monday, June 30th. The first 36 stores to pledge will secure one Cul-de-sac number 1 Impaled edition. It's a graded. Let's see here. Are they gonna have all different grades? This is one they're showing is a 9.4.
Ooh.
So it says here, first of its kind CGC art piece. Bad idea has gone vampire hunting. Did you know that inanimate objects like comic books become vampires? That's what's the best. And what's the best way to kill a vampire? A stake through the friggin' heart. And that's exactly what we did. Punch a stake right through a CGC holder and into the comic book inside. Wow, it goes all the way through to the back, you guys.
Yeah.
Look at that. And the back. Look
Awesome.
at
It's so cool.
Look how it sits on that shelf, dude.
This is one of the few times on the show I wish I could make it out a little bit better.
I would tell you, I would hope they'd all be the same grade because there's so few of them.
Yeah, maybe
Have I had
that's
to order 500 copies of this? 500 copies of the book just to get this?
yeah. That's what it is. The first 36
That's the whole thing,
stores that
500.
order 500 copies. Stores,
Smart.
they're
Very smart.
trying to get stores to buy in on their product, right? They're so if you guys don't know, Bad Idea wasn't part of the normal distribution model for a long time when they were first getting started. They had quote unquote satellite stores, and then they would offer the satellite stores to be able to buy in on product. Now they're trying to get distribution, obviously through. Are they through Lunar or are they through Penguin Random House? I can't remember. They're through regular distribution model now, so they're trying to get stores. They're doing these type of promotional gimmicks and ideas, try and get stores to notice them and to buy in on their product.
I mean, that's the whole thing. Because like for someone like in Houston, Richard's got the biggest because he has like 6 stores. Now I doubt he does 500, but he could also, hey Jen, Space Cadets, and I can start reaching out and you start pulling everybody together. Let's put all of our orders together so that way we can get one, and you kind of like you determine who gets it from there. But I would think that would be the way to go. Because 500 is a lot. That's a big number.
Yeah. Well,
but it's a great idea. They always come up with something.
Do you think that 500 is a lot? I think that
Not really. Not in today's market.
I think
it's
that
a
they're
lot,
probably. Here's what I think. I think they're probably also saying like, is it just for brick and mortar stores or is it for online retailers as well? And buying 500 is not a lot if you're doing, say,
an exclusive
with them, or if you're doing, I don't know if you can get in an exclusive with them and the exclusive is only 500 and it causes people to do exclusive with them. I think that's okay. It's just a selling point, right? You know what I mean?
That's only, if you're going to do an exclusive and it's 500, that's only 200 more than say if you're doing an exclusive with Archie.
I guess it also depends on what's the cover price because
$250 each is what. Shout out to Sean, who's in the thing. Sean, they do exclusives now, my friend. They do exclusives now. Sienna is talking to people about doing exclusives. They did for their new book, the Planet Death. That was the first book that they've started doing exclusives. Yeah.
I will tell you, if the cover price is $250, 500 is not that big a number. It's not as rich a number. If you're talking like $4.99, because when you think about number ones, you always think about it's a higher number or higher price. If it's $250, that's much more doable because if there are 36 of those, I could go in for 500 at it's a $250 cover price. So if my cost is 60% of that, you're going to get that back on that 36. On that
if you want to, if there's any retailers out there that want to find out about their doing exclusive with them, hit up Sienna.
And that's also a thing too. Do they have like 1 in 100, 1 in 250s? A couple of tough variants to get because if there are only so many people going to 500, maybe there are only a few 1 in 250s that you could resell to kind of cover your costs.
Yeah.
What would that sell for, though? What do you think at auction? Like, if somebody says it's only 1 of 36 of them.
Here's the thing. I think it would be cooler if you were some type of brick and mortar shop. It'd be cooler just to have in your store.
Have it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely a conversation piece.
It's a conversation piece.
Or even a major setup at a major con like New York Comic Con or San Diego or
Totally.
You have you're a dealer that's featuring it somewhere.
Yeah, totally. The other thing is there are fans of Bad Idea. Bad Idea has built a cult following like Valiant have. A lot of the guys who were big Valiant fans have kind of followed Dinesh over to Bad Idea, and so they have a big following of fans that are into that, and they would love to have that. So
over the years.
how much do I think it would sell for? How much have we seen those Bad Idea CGC invisible books sell for?
I've never seen one sell before.
Dude, I still remember when the hero trades were selling for a couple grand.
Yeah. Yep.
They were. I mean, it was nuts. I mean, just thinking as like if the property just for some reason down the road takes off, that is a hell of a piece because there are not many of them. That's why Dinesh, that he always like that team. They are always a little bit ahead of the curve. They come up with stuff that you just don't see out of other companies. I commend them for it. I think it's really, really cool. Some of the stuff they come up with.
Are they gonna try to revamp the company again with comic books and stories and shit? I mean, is this what this is about?
What do you mean? Like
this the Bad Idea thing.
So when they first started, they were just they had the satellite stores, and they were just doing satellite stores. Listen, I'll tell you my opinion on Bad Idea, and I've said this before. There's no doubt that there's a huge part of Bad Idea that is also about farming. Like it's like a seed, right? You plant a seed, you water it, and it could grow into a movie option. So it's a seed farming thing for movie options. But Dinesh also loves comic books. Listen, if you guys don't think Dinesh doesn't love the comic book medium, you're crazy. This is a guy who came up in a time where Valiant was first starting, fell in love with Valiant as a young cat, became such a fan of it that him and his best friend decided, hey, let's try and buy it out of bankruptcy and restart it. They restart the company. He sells it for a bunch of money, and he realizes, hey, I want to get back into. He didn't have to just jump back into comics. He could have just said, hey, we're just going to come up with IPs, and I'm going to continue producing movies. But he said, I want to create a new comic company. He's I think he's probably killing two birds with one stone with creating good IPs. But now he's trying to take it to, okay, let's also just do regular distribution model through Lunar and start doing exclusives. They never did exclusives before until now. So if that is kind of trying to switch things up, I don't think it's a rebrand or anything. I think it's just the next step, right, for what he wants the company to be.
Yeah, definitely. Especially after so many years with the older business model and a lot of the, there's a lot of cool promotions and gimmicks that Bad Idea has done over the years. I remember the donut promotion at one convention, where you can only get this one convention variant if you found the donuts.
So check this out. So when they
and Dinesh is an awesome guy with an amazing collection of original art.
Yes. Yep.
You don't own that kind of original art and not love the medium.
Yeah. So this is pretty cool. This is the one of the last sales I can find. This was in May of 2023. There's been other sales since, but this is just the quickest one I could find. This is a 1.0. What they did with the invisible quote unquote comic is they had CGC, I think, do like one of each like grade, I think. And the 1.0 of it sold for $1,200. So, at least $1,200, I would imagine somebody would be willing to pay for that type of gimmick if they'd be willing to pay this for it,
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? I think it's very, very interesting, and I'll be keeping an eye on. I would love to have one, for sure. All right, where were we? Next, this is very interesting. Okay, this is getting down some interesting roads that are going to dissect here. That I don't know where it's going to take us. Did you guys happened to see, where is it? There was an interview done with, I guess, with Donny Cates. Donny Cates was supposed to be at Dallas, right? If you guys remember, we talked about it a couple times where we were hoping Donny was going to be at Dallas. Maybe we could hear finally what is going on with, you know, the new project he's supposed to be doing. He kind of, a few months ago, I think he kind of put out a thing saying, hey, this is going to be a new project and I'm looking forward to it and we'll announce it soon. Kind of got everybody excited, and we haven't heard anything from him since. Well, this was interesting. He did a interview with, was it Pop Mart that he did an interview with? I can't remember who he did it with, but Popverse, sorry, not Pop Mart, Popaverse, Pop versus Dave Busing. He did a recent interview with, and it's pretty interesting. What is this? All right, there we go. It's pretty interesting to say the least, and I would suggest you guys kind of go take a look at it. But one of the things that's interesting to me in this whole interview is he talks about how he was supposed to be the guy that took over, or that did the Ultimate Spider-Man stuff, instead of is it Hickman that's doing it? And he was supposed to be the guy to do it. He was going in the same, he was wanting to go in the same direction where you make sure that Peter and Mary Jane are married and they have kids. And he starts complaining about how pissed off he is that Marvel won't understand, you know, what the readers really want with their characters. And he makes some interesting comments. So it says here, Cates tells Popverse pitching a married Peter Parker with a child wasn't hard. In his mind, fans were ready. The writer points to the core group of readers of the original Ultimate Spider-Man from the early 2000s who are now 20 plus years older and are fully fledged adults. And for those people, Spider-Man as Marvel Comics was presenting him in the main comic books wasn't a Spider-Man that they could connect with. He says, the first thing that people who read those original Ultimate Spider-Man books are now my age, right? And Spider-Man's not really a cipher for us anymore. The 40-year-old writer says, because we've all got jobs and kids and stuff like that, and the idea of great responsibility is a way different than Peter's life. He pinpoints at the heart of it that's going back to Stan Lee's motto, with great power comes great responsibility. So he talks about how he's super into this, but he had that fucking car crash supposedly, and obviously he's not going to be able to do a comic. So everything changed. But he's kind of pissed off in this whole thing, and he says, listen to what he says. He goes, it's not like we have a Chili's. You have people screaming for ice cream, and Marvel Comics is saying, no, fuck you. We don't got ice cream. Cates added, it's like, sell ice cream. What the fuck's wrong with you? And then he says, he goes, eventually he's mad because Marvel doesn't want to give Peter Parker kids and a wife because then it doesn't make the character evergreen. So he's pissed about it. And he says, eventually, when you give him the wife and kids, eventually what's going to happen is he's either going to have adult kids and you have a grandfather as Spider-Man, or he's going to lose a child, or he's going to get divorced, Cates detailed. That's their reasoning. And that taints Spider-Man over time. So they don't want to do... They want to keep rebooting it because they think that making Peter Parker get older and have different problems as an older person is not what we want, and that it puts them in a situation where they got to actually come up with new ideas. This blows me away. This fucking blows me away. It's like, good on fucking Donny Cates for saying what we're all thinking. Like, just write good stories. We don't care. We want Peter to be in a relationship with Mary. I don't think there's anybody with Mary Jane. I don't think there's any comic Peter Parker fan out there, Spider-Man fan out there, that doesn't want him to be in a relationship with Mary Jane. That's so weird that they would want to keep that away, you know? Anyway. They're
also saying they didn't want McFarlane to draw the big eyes and things of that nature. So, I mean, think about it. Outside the Ultimate, the run we got right now, What's the last good Spider-Man story you read?
Actually, right around the time of Civil War, when he revealed his
Yeah.
ID.
Was that 2005?
Yeah, 2006.
right before that.
Ish.
Wow. Yeah, you're right, because I thought that Civil War. Yeah, you're right.
JMS was the last really good writer on Spider-Man, and then we had one more day. One more day.
Yeah.
And we've been dealing in this. Has there been a decent, definitive run or single issue that you can recall outside of Spider-Man in the last 20 years?
I mean, the only reason people wanted the Red Goblins because they thought they maybe will spec on it and flip it. I mean,
totally.
The stories haven't been good. I think, Adam, you're right. Civil War was 20 years ago. Was basically the last good.
And the Superior Spider-Man stuff was interesting around that time period, but still.
Superior Spider-Man was good. It was excellent.
And actually, that's probably a fair point because, even Cosmic One put in there Spider-Man Noir, and I guess in my head I'm always thinking ASM as
You're totally right, Nate. You're right for thinking that way. You're one of the there are people out there that are reading this book that don't like this book, right? You've been reading this book steadily for a long time now, and I even talk to you about it every once in a while. You're like, yeah, man, it's not good. It's not good. People want the Amazing Spider-Man title, the mainstay, to be good. Yeah. That should be good.
Excuse me, Brian. The only Spider-Man title I don't read all that much anymore is Amazing. Yep. I love Miles. Yep. The Ultimate Spider-Man is great. Amazing has been shit for at least the last 5 years.
Yeah. Ultimate's really good, and the art's good. The story, just everything about it. It's sad when you think about how good it is, and then you think about ASM, and it is just, it's the equivalent of Silver Sable, or just one of those books that just doesn't. It doesn't even matter.
Well, there's a couple reasons why I bring this story up. One of the main reasons is comments like that make me think what the disconnect is real between the big publishers and the readers or the buyers. This is from Bounding into Comics. It says, however, the publisher's editorial team may believe keeping the web slinger in the state of arrested development is the sole way to keep him relevant to new readers. Cates argues that this reasoning not only is disingenuous, but outright bullshit. Listen to what Kate says. He was pissed. He goes, my argument would be he killed Gwen Stacy a year into it. He broke that bitch's neck. He's okay. He's been divorced. All these things have already happened. And then he goes, this is great. He goes, the way I think of these characters is that you don't honor these characters by treating them as fragile. I think it's our job as inheritors of the legacy of these characters to try and break them as hard as you can. And it's only in doing that they will show you how strong they are. And he goes, and Cap was a Nazi and Peter can't have a kid? What are we doing? Just say you don't want to do it. It's fine. Holy shit, he's pissed, man.
You know what? If this is Donny Cates on a way to a comeback, I think he's up to a good start just in this interview.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe that lights a fire a little bit. The one thing that always got me growing up, and there was a guy I worked with at the comic shop who was, probably 10 years older than me, was what always got him fired up was that Aunt May could never die. And he was a huge, huge ASM guy. And it's that is going to be the breaking point of just where eventually I don't care anymore because you just can't move on from certain things. And if you're always going to thinking that, hey, Peter's got to be this, he can't have kids, he can't be married, Aunt May's always going to be alive, she can go through 18 heart attacks in a year. It's just, you've got to move on. You've got to change. The fact, I still remember just with Batman, they've changed Robin's. He has Damian, he had a kid. There's just been, almost got married to Catwoman. I don't know. It feels like Batman's always done a pretty good job of that. And because you would think they were trying to be on the same level, and Batman's always kind of stayed relevant and taken off, and Spider-Man's just kind of, at least the book is just falling, flat.
Well, here's the interesting part, right? Now, this is great. And I definitely, you guys know, we want to see Donny Cates just be on top of the world. We want Donny Cates to be writing comics and to be his normal self. The problem, you guys, like Cosmic One says, I wish he would quit talking about comics and write them again.
Yeah.
Donny,
Yeah.
what's going on, bro? What's going on? Like, where are you at? Are you okay? Like, there's been cons where you haven't been around. It seems like we want you. I didn't get to check out the whole interview, and maybe I'm saying something that because I'm not reading the whole interview. He could have said where he's been, but we want you to be writing comics and being part of this. Where are you at, bro? Get in there.
Can you imagine just like, we're talking about like Dinesh's team. Can you imagine like the marketing for ASM? We talk about Mark. Can you imagine like the art for Spears on like ASM? And then just kind of like when you start getting into like stories, I mean, there are people who can write, and like I'm thinking about, for personally, I'm thinking like what's going on with all the stuff with oh god, Jason Fayback, like with Rook and all those guys, like that whole universe.
Ghost Machine, yep.
The way that they're writing those books, like it's a little bit of a dream team. You start taking like the artists and the writer and the promotions, but man, Spider-Man deserves the best, and the fact they let him fall off, it's shame on Marvel.
Yeah.
You know what? Unfortunately, I haven't read it yet because I haven't picked them up from my partner in crime yet. But the most I got excited for Amazing Spider-Man in the last 2 years was the Giant Size that came out last week, and that's only because it was written by Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And it's just, I kind of think it's too much of a corporate character at this point sometimes. But then I look at what DC is doing with Superman right now, and the Superman titles of books have been the best they've been in 30 years.
And I don't know if you read Green Lantern, but Green Lantern's been really good for a while now. And it's just, I think it's disappointing that you get your pulls, and I know like what I want to read when I get home. And I know obviously like, Transformers has done so well for a long time, but I've always grown up with like loving Transformers and loving G.I. Joe, but G.I. Joe was really bad for a long time. Like, as much as people love Larry Hama's run, it's not a great book. Like there's a reason like they stopped at 155 and they stopped again after 300. Like there's a lot of stuff that's not that it's but like the Cobra Commander series, the Transformer series, and then you start getting to Hyde Street and Rook and some of and Green Lantern, like there are some really good books out there that you want to read. Monsters, when you want to pick them up and you know what you want to read when you get home. ASM, I mean, I just walk past it. I don't even look at it. It's just,
yeah. Well, let's let our boy Diamond Dave walk us out of this one. Donnie, where you at, man? Let's get you. Like, could you imagine a Amazing Spider-Man with Donny Cates? What that would mean? What that would do?
It would kick ass and take names.
Yeah.
Donnie, come home to writing comics, baby.
Yeah. All right. Let's let our boy
bring
Diamond
back
Dave walk
Stegman
us out.
with him.
Yeah. Stegman, amen.
Can you hear me out there? Hey, man, don't be squirting water at me. I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend, pal.
Did any of you guys get your swimsuit specials from J. Scott Campbell?
Totally forgot about it.
No.
He did these 4 swimsuit special books. So Marvel's doing a cash grab type thing, one shot, where they're doing the swimsuit special, where of course we get the same book that we get the Adam Hughes Freak Off Party wraparound cover. J. Scott Campbell did a 4-issue variant set that sold out, which is kind of crazy. Let me show you. So there's.
Did it sell as fast as the Rival set sold out?
Oh yeah. Yep. That's a great cover right there. Killer cover. I just hate this trade dress. I think that's cheesy, but that's a great cover. That's okay.
All right,
Black
since he's
Cat.
not here to do it, I'll do it for him. Mama!
Yeah, there's Black Cat. And then there's a Magic laying on her sword.
All right.
And then there's a Rogue, which it's okay.
Yeah, I think Mary Jane's the best one. I'd say Rogue is probably second. I didn't really pick up on her laying on the sword until you described it.
Yeah,
Trying to
right.
figure that part out.
Yeah. So
Well, this will be like the Rivals, and they'll be restocked in about 2 months.
yeah, most likely. Is there anybody in the chat that got any? Anybody get any? All four.
I like
honestly
where
mid,
Kilton
yeah.
Corgi does. I'm waiting for the foil.
Mm.
I'm sure it's coming.
Great point. Great point. Yeah. Here's the thing. Good ideas are great, but good ideas can also be easily saturated. Right? It's a weird like teeter-totter of how you play it. You're kind of like getting a little too close to one side. You got to back off a little bit to where sometimes you can get too saturated and just, lose that excitement. But here's the other thing. People are still buying comics. They're still buying comics. There are people that are still, every time, he's sold out. He sells out 90% of the time. He's going to sell out on this shit, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is what the third time this year, give or take.
Yep.
Yeah, sell out at San Diego, right?
I think
What's up, Pete?
What's going on?
Yo,
What's up, Rockstar?
I mean, the thing is, like, I love Campbell, and I know obviously Hood does, but I get a little bit just, it's kind of a little bit of the same thing, like almost like Art Germ. Like, okay, I get it. Like when he did the actual Thundercats version and signed, that was like, it was such a different thing that he was drawing at that time versus kind of the usual suspects like Mary Jane, Black Cat. Okay, I got it. They're good. Just I feel like you've seen it before.
So I was listening before I jumped on. You don't like this Magic that's laying on the sword? She's laying.
I love her sword.
Like,
I just did not catch that she was laying on the beach on her sword. I was trying to figure it out.
So it's like she's it's instead of her sword being like a surfboard, it's like that kind of situation.
Yeah,
get it because it's so wide. That's why she's laying on it.
I'm kind of using my imagination. I'm trying to keep the show PG because it's Brian's show, and I don't want to be rude.
Oh boy.
I mean, none of the episodes are monetized anyways, so go for it, Adam.
Why does it look like? And I'm blind, but I'm not that fucking blind. Why does it look like she's follicating that sword on the beach? What's up with that?
I don't know, man.
Thank you.
People are buying comics, and they're going to continue to buy J. Scott Campbell stuff. But, some of these look iffy.
So as San Diego, is it going to be the full set and then a black and white set?
Probably.
Is that where we're... Or like a color
Most
splash
likely.
or something like that?
Foil. We were just talking about that.
Well, I mean, like, how often does J. Scott Campbell do foil?
San Diego, you never know.
Oh wait, he did do it for the Witchblade. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
There was that foil version of the 1 in 50.
I wonder what he's gonna do for San Diego this year. So he's going to Las Vegas. Las Vegas is next, right?
Las Vegas is next weekend.
Yep.
Well, these books actually released in July, right? It's the Marvel swimsuit thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They released it basically kind of the same time as San Diego. You thinking?
I mean, I don't know when the actual release date is, but I would since that's
Makes
releasing
sense.
in July, I would assume that that's what's going to be at San Diego, and it's going to be, foil or, any of his what he's notorious for doing, color splash or whatever. Oh, and Nate, by the way, my bad. I just woke up.
Oh, you're good.
I was supposed to hang out with him earlier today, and then I was like, hey man, I'm gonna take a nap, and then I just woke up. So I slept all day.
That is one hell of a nap.
No, my tolerance is like nothing now. Like,
amazing now.
well, I went to Florida for 3 days and I didn't smoke, and I was just drinking.
I was wondering where the convention was. I wonder if you're in Vegas or not.
Yeah, I was in Florida for F.O.C. So, for those who don't know what that is, it's a AV convention. So, which was really cool because I got to meet up with all the different vendors and sales reps that I meet throughout the year, all in one place. And then not only are the sales reps there, their engineers are there as well. So things that we've been troubleshooting throughout the year, it's like kind of like, or recently it's like we give them updates in person, and then it's like, oh, well, the person that you need to talk to that's on the development team is right here. Like, let me go grab him. So
the guy who actually can solve the problem. Did
Which
you come back on Thursday, or did you come back yesterday?
I came back yesterday, so I got in probably like I think my plane landed.
I was about to say,
at
with
8.
the storms, or did you get delayed or
We
diverted?
did get delayed. It was at least an hour or something like that.
I could have picked you up. I picked up Anna yesterday at the airport.
But were you at IAH?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I was at Hobby.
Yeah.
So I mean, my coworker, he lives in the same area, so his wife just dropped me off on their way home.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. So
and
and
I
then
think we were, what show was it where we were talking about cupping farts, butter cupping people? Was that?
Oh
the
my
Hot 10?
God.
that was on the Hot 10.
Yeah, it was on
The
the
thing
Hot
is,
10.
because we
that
were
has
talking
been
about
talked about many times. It's not just one show. Like that has been
Yes.
talked about for years.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
But it was talked about.
We brought it up a lot.
It was brought up recently because of the Sydney Sweeney.
The soap.
Yeah, soap.
Yeah.
So I saw this on Instagram. It says this is diabolical. So it's this chick was pissed that this guy kept fucking with her. So she kept cupping farts and dropping the fart on him the whole fucking flight. So if you guys don't think that cupping farts aren't real, that's exactly how it works right there.
The best is it's a chick doing it.
I know, right?
Awesome sauce.
So don't fuck around. Don't get it twisted. Cupping farts works.
I'm telling you, we should that should be the Beyond Wednesdays San Diego Comic-Con exclusive.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Bottled farts.
We have a couple of exclusives we're going to start announcing. I think next week on Wednesday we're going to announce at least one of them. So that's going to be cool.
Exciting.
Yeah. And then yeah.
Oh, did you see Whatnot's doing a special during San Diego that week?
No.
And then they're also doing Fantastic Four blind packs.
I know about those. Those are interesting.
Oh, for sellers it's like 4% commission that week. So yeah, so I might actually schedule a show.
Wait, what does that mean? 4% commission.
What's the usual rate? Like 10 or something like that?
So
Or
instead of
15?
13?
Instead of it's
So
like
they're taking less
13%.
off.
It's basically the same as eBay, maybe a little bit less or something like that.
So that's actually really good. Shout out. Listen, I'm so just like I did last year and the year before, I've got a bunch of sales planned over the next month and a week now before we head to San Diego, start to raise some money for San Diego. I talked about selling a bunch of big books.
Yeah, but I would have that your best show or whatever during that week at some point in time. I mean, if they're not, since they're only charging that much.
During the week of
commission.
San Diego or the week before?
The week of.
So the whole week, like Monday through Sunday
Oh,
type thing?
no, just the dates of the show. So like the
Oh.
21st or the 24th.
Yeah, I'm not going to bring anything with me. You know what I mean?
We can auction off
easy for you. It's so
I
easy.
could bring a couple of things, but you know what I mean. I don't like. Then you got to bring.
I think
them
when we
back.
put Yi up for auction for 20 seconds, I guarantee the bids are flying.
Let's put you up.
Hang out with you for an hour.
Hell yeah!
Just let's try it.
Flip them around. I'm sorry, your time's up.
Definitely,
We
definitely.
gotta
If you guys get a
I can
chance,
lend you
and
my
you're
OnlyFans account. You can do it there.
definitely, if you're looking to buy some stuff, go check out BeyondWednesdays.store. We've got the first grommets variant available. And then also on the eBay store, I'm updating it every day. So there's all kinds of goodies that are up here right now. You've got crazy shirts and stuff, cards, comics. I just added a bunch of stuff. Let's see here if they show up. Yeah, here we go. I got to change that. That's a dope Alex Ross book. But yeah, a lot of comics I'm putting up. Bunch of Adam Hughes stuff. There's a signed 301, signed 298, first appearance of Thanos, Batman 227, double cover X Factor number 5. I got a 9/2 first appearance of Phoenix showing up. So that'll all be available over at my eBay store and over at beyondwednesdays.store. And then I have a bunch of sales coming up on Whatnot and eBay Live. So make sure you guys are following the YouTube and on notifications, because whenever I go live on those sales, I just dual stream it. So you'll know if you get a notification from YouTube that the sale is live, and then I'll just put a link to the sale in the YouTube so you guys can just jump right over. It's nice and easy.
Nice.
I like being on YouTube. If I'm watching something, I can see like you've got the things coming up on eBay. Like it's very good.
Yeah, I like that. So I'll be doing more of that. I'm even selling cards. Like, I'm gonna do a card sale on eBay Live. I've got nothing but old school like cards we wanted when kids, like rookies from like the 70s, some cards from the 60s, all the way up to the like a lot of the stuff like Darryl Strawberry rookies, Don Mattingly rookies, Barry Bonds rookies, all those types of cards from the 80s and 90s. I'll be doing a sale with those. So, starting anywhere from like, $3 to $5 to 10, 20, that type of thing. So that'll be fun. But dude, check this out. Look what I also found that I'm putting up card wise. Dude, this guy's on a tear right now. Cal Raleigh.
Oh, is he?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
he's leading the league in home runs. Here's a refractor auto. That's totally gem mint 10.
His
Here's a
dad's piece of shit.
first Bowman refractor auto, totally gem mint 10. I'm putting up my my 101 Josh Jacobs rookie on eBay. See if I can get some
that's a pretty card too.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've got I don't know about if Julio's playing well right now. I know he had a thing where he might have been hurt, but I got a bunch
right now they were kind of going through the All-Star teams, and they thought he might be the starter in the outfield for.
There's a color match Cal Raleigh refractor.
I have one of his Aqua Bowman rookie cards graded.
And then this is number 225.
25, right?
75. Wait, is it 75? 75. This is his Sapphire variation rookie.
Yeah.
So that's a crazy
Do you
card.
still have the update auto?
I do. I still have the update auto.
Grade it?
What?
Did you grade it?
I haven't graded it yet. So it's the gold out of 50. So I might sell it. You know what I mean?
I thought it wasn't the update, right? It was the short print.
It wasn't the
Seriously,
update. It was the
top
short
chrome,
print. Short print. So
In
it's even
chrome.
better than the update. It's the short print out of 50 regular auto.
In chrome, right?
Chrome,
Because
yeah,
like
top's
he didn't,
chrome.
because he didn't have a base card in that. It was just the auto.
You're right.
Let me show you. See, I don't even know if they sell. Do they even sell crazy? Let's take
I don't
a
know.
look.
Did you end up buying dollars?
No, he sold that.
Yeah.
Jose.
Yeah.
Oh, he sold it?
Yeah. Jose Rodriguez.
Julio.
Did I say Julio? Holy cow.
Yeah, Jose.
Julio.
Oh, but do you know who's doing really good on the Astros that was in the same class? Pena.
Your guy.
Jeremy Pena. Jeremy Pena is doing
He's
really
having
well.
a great year.
Yeah. So I have a shit ton of
This
his
one right
cards.
here, there's a guy,
You'll start at
25
shortstop
grand.
for the AL.
Are you serious? They're asking
Somebody
25
wants
grand for that?
somebody wants 25 grand for it. That's the card I have right there.
You need to grade that, sir.
Yeah. Good Lord.
I would just grade the card. I wouldn't even grade the auto.
You're
Like
right.
Oh,
the
I'm
only,
not gonna
the only
grade the
time I would
auto.
grade the auto is if I'm getting it signed in person. But then at the same time, there's so many autos out there. Why do I need to get it signed in person?
9.5 for 6,000. I wouldn't sell mine for 6,000. Raw.
Because he's had, he had that
10
great.
Is that a 10 for
second year.
$4,000? Somebody has a 10 up for $4,000.
But he fell off. He's one of those guys like I would not give away his cards for cheap. Like I'd sit on them.
I'm gonna sit
That's
on mine.
so-
Here's a 9 for 1,200. Yeah, I'll wait on that. So definitely not 25 grand.
But you could definitely grade it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would grade it now before it jumps up in price. So that way, if it does jump up in price, you already have it in hand graded.
point.
You don't have to wait the month or whatever it takes but then you're also paying more to grade it too as well.
Yeah.
You know, like as it increases in price, then you have to go up whatever tier.
I'm gonna put
because it's
Josh Jacobs isn't having the best career years, ever since he left the Raiders, right? He's not in his all pro form, is he? I don't know. Did he have a good year last year? Josh Jacobs?
Who?
This guy?
I don't know.
So this right here, you guys, is the card. Even if he's not having a good year, I'm gonna put it up for like 10 grand. You know what I mean? Because it's the 1 of 1. And it's not only just a 1 of 1, he's a good player. It's the Black Raiders 1 of 1. You know what I mean? Like there's Raiders fans. Yeah. There's Josh Jacobs super fans out of Alabama or something. So even though he's not having he was number 3 in the NFL last year. Holy shit. Maybe I'll put it up for 15 grand. I don't know. But this is the Black 1 of 1 out of Panini. Let me go ahead and show you guys. Let's see here.
From Prism?
From Prism, yeah. There you go. 1 of 1.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Someone's like waiting to complete their rainbow set with that.
So this is the type of card, even though like the Julio, I'm going to sit on it, because he's not having the greatest year. This is a 1 of 1. So I'm willing to put this one up for something, crazy and just keep it until it sells. I would say that is the number 1 Josh Jacobs card, rookie card to have. That card right there. There's not a better rookie card than that, in my opinion. Even if I didn't have it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, unless there's unless they did the Prism Choice or whatever, where it's the the $400 box for 8 cards or whatever, and they
the
did
reason why I think
Nebulous.
that one's better is just because it is the Black 1 of 1, which already makes it a great card, and it's a color match with his Raiders uniform.
True.
So
makes sense.
Yeah. And
Which
they
someone's
did
looking for
a
that.
non-autographed one, which would be great, but I would rather have the autographed 1 of 1.
Yeah.
So we'll see how
The only
plays
thing that
out.
would have made it better if it was on card.
Yes, you're 100% right. Totally. All right, let's get into F.O.C. real quick. Let's go take a look at our boy Lefteros, who does a great job with his little 5 or 6 F.O.C. selections. His pick right here is my pick of the week too. It's obvious, this is a great cover as well. So we'll talk about that. Okay, Deadpool Wolverine number 7, first appearance of a character called Legacy, all new mutant. So
I'm surprised it's an ongoing series, or is it just like a 12-issue thing?
I think it's ongoing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is it right here. Death of Silver Surfer number 2. This DK Ruan cover is fantastic. Absolutely amazing. That should
Was
be.
issue 1 a pretty good read?
I haven't checked it out yet. I got to check it out.
I haven't read it either.
This should be a print, like a special print they should make for this, like a badass G Clay print. I would buy that and frame it. It's that good.
Ooh, what about Mondo or something like that? Like a
Yeah,
Mondo print?
fucking A. One of them. So, Doom 2099 number 1, Doctor Doom cover by Claudio Castellini. Next we have Marvel Knights The World to Come number 2. It's got the Katima play in it that everybody's going crazy for. So keep your eye on that. We'll read that and definitely talk about it. New Champions number 7, first appearance of Night Drifter. Is that like a Blade character? A character you
Night
may
Drifter.
remember from Blade's number 4 variant. Yeah, it's a Blade character. It's like a... That's
I don't
interesting.
know. I don't know about that cover with the person on the corner of the street, and their
I
name
know.
is called Night Drifter.
I know. Here's another thing. Have you guys been hearing the rumors about Midnight Suns?
Yep.
So they're doing after the Doom phase, it's going to be a Midnight Suns phase. Ghost Rider's going to lead the Midnight Suns team. It's supposed to be a huge. That's where they're heading next. So those have been the big big rumors as of late.
So they're gonna loop back around and try to do a Blade movie then again?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, because you would think it would kind of go in that order, like if it's going that Midnight Suns direction, like to do a Blade then and then lead into that.
I'm all for
Once
a
they
Midnight
finish
Suns thing. I think that'd be
Possibly,
great.
yeah.
So we'll see.
Tokyo Drift. That's funny.
Batman, Robin and Batman, Jason Todd number 2. First full appearance and cover of Wraith, new character. Supposed to be a significant figure in the title.
I don't know if I like that cover.
Dustin Wen. Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman number 2. This is a homage, of course, by Ben Oliver. Death in the Family homage.
So do we get to vote to kill her or not?
The Unchosen number 1, David Marquez cover. David Marquez is a badass artist. But see, this is a new Image series. New miniseries about post-apocalyptic battles for survival. All right, let's go check out our boy. Let's see, here we go. This is our boy Billy, economicsandcomics.com. He's got his great pre-order page, and there's a couple interesting books coming out on F.O.C. this week. All the Absolute stuff, Action 1088. You got some Aquaman stuff, and look at this. How about a new Mark Spears cover run? If you guys don't know about this, this is the start. I believe this is the start. This is the first time I've seen it public announced on FOC. This is Aquaman number 7, cover E, the Mark Spears cardstock variant. Mark has a bunch of covers coming out of some of his favorite characters from, from when he was reading DC Comics back in the day. And they've got like this old school distressed card border, like they're, old school cards from the 70s and 80s. And the first one is Aquaman.
That is freaking sweet.
Yeah.
I was about to say, that looks definitely familiar.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it before or something. Maybe.
Yep. Yes, sir.
I guess we can finally talk about it.
Yeah.
If it's on the FOC.
Yep.
It's so hard to keep a secret. No,
there are some really good ones, dude, that are part of this run that are going to be amazing. I hope
Oh.
that they use some of them for ratio variants. I don't think this one's a ratio. This is just a
Yeah, I
card
think that's
stock
open
variant.
order.
Open order, yeah. But I was hoping they might do some ratio variants with them.
Oh, I
But
hope
it'll
they
be
have
cool
foils at
card
San
stock.
Diego.
Yeah.
The whole set or something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I mean, oh yeah. So I guess we can kind of say that, right? That there'll be more. I
Yes.
won't say what characters.
Yeah, there'll be
So
more. Yep.
yeah, so I would try to complete a set if
Yes.
you know.
Yep.
Because it's gonna look really cool all together.
Yep. Throwback DC card style. It's a little bit of a distressed look on them, which really helps, I think.
Oh, and then big props on Mark too, because DC did not give him that top left logo. He had to hand draw all that.
Yep.
And do all the topography and
Yeah, he
spacing.
hand drew the logo.
The DC logo in the top left corner.
That's awesome sauce.
Yeah, so he was telling us that backstage after a show or before a show one day that that DC didn't give him references for that, and he had to make that himself.
Yep. So there you go. So that'll be coming out. You got the new Archie meets Jay and Silent Bob, which is going to be interesting. You got
That's gonna be a great book.
Oh
What's
man,
that?
so I've been playing Black Ops 6, and they have Jay and Silent Bob in there. So I
Oh,
hope
that's
they put
cool.
Archie characters in there. That'd be pretty cool.
There's a bunch of different covers for it.
Yeah, there's gonna be a shit ton. There's also a shit ton of store exclusive stuff. And Kevin's doing a signing at the Secret Stash on the 5th for the book.
Bring on the Bad Guys Abomination has that really good Bermejo cover. I love these bronze faces. It's cool.
Someone's asking why the Riverdale and Jay and Silent Bob crossover. I mean, how else is Jughead gonna eat all those burgers? Like, he's got to have stash somewhere.
Yeah. Conan the Barbarian, Pinocchio. There's the surfer stuff. Got another variant right here that's kind of interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Blood type Miguel Mercado, amazing. He's top of the game right now. Top 5 artists, in my opinion, working in comics. He's definitely one of them.
I like all those throwback covers, like that Eddie Brock one.
Yeah. Free Planet number 3 is on F.O.C. Shout out to Aubrey Sitterson. All right. This freaking cover right here is so beautiful. Ivan Talavera. Look at that. They're doing a giant size House of M story.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So.
Fascinating.
Steel Cartel says Blade will appear in this year's Marvel Halloween special. My inside sources have told me. Ooh. Oh, that'll be interesting.
Who's your inside source? Tell us now.
They're doing a couple variants for this House of M. They're going to, of course, homage the original Scarlet Witch variant by Quesada. Was it Quesada that did it, I think? Can't remember.
I think so.
Yeah, it was Quesada.
They've got a
That's
couple
pretty
other
cool.
variants. It's supposed to be really heavy about Legion, who is such a badass character. So I hope that they bring him back in a cool manner. Gotham Sirens, you got the Guillermo March connecting with Harley, and you have even more that I'll show here in a second. You got
Gang
Invincible,
Derek,
or Battle Beast third printing.
You traced his IP faster than I did. I'm just joking. Sorry.
All right, look at this cover right here. So we got 3 covers I want to show you that are fantastic. Moon Knight Stephen Platt cover. That's just for old school Stephen Platt fans. That's a great Stephen Platt cover.
Is that the first one since like literally back in the day?
Yep.
Since the death of Moon Knight?
Yeah,
That
I
black
don't
and white.
remember him. Well, he did that. He did a variant, didn't he? Not too long ago, maybe.
You talking about Platt?
Yeah.
He was doing all those DC like covers.
No, I mean
where
for Moon
no one
Knight.
Oh,
Because I remember like he did Batman, and it didn't look anything like Stephen Platt. Like he changed his style completely.
This is for the special 250th oversized issue. That is beautiful, man.
That's who he
I
should
feel-
have drawn.
He probably got like a lot of restrictions over at DC versus Marvel, I would assume.
Damn, that's good. Also, look at this. This new Avengers Ben Oliver Clea cover is so damn good.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Oh man. Just
Everything
beautiful.
about that cover is fantastic.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look at this. Where is it? Look at that. There's a 1 in 100 version of it. That I might think about getting the Virgin on this one because it's so much better without the trade dress.
Yeah, I was just about to say they actually did it just to like
is.
verify.
Yeah,
or,
because I know, like we
that.
talk about, like, hey, sometimes the trade dress makes it look better. Hands down, this is way, way better.
Yeah. So that'll be coming out, and we have. All right, look at this. New Avengers Rod Rice Illuminati variant. That's badass. That is a great fucking cover.
I mean, like, I like the background, but it's like the eyes. I feel like it's something's weird about like the way the eyes look. It almost like eyes from a Sesame Street character with the rest of it not like matching up.
It's awesome. Hopefully they do a Virgin cover of that.
I was gonna say, is there a version of that one?
Yeah, like a second
it probably looks
125.
it probably looks better.
Yeah. They're doing this one. Here's that Night Drifter first appearance variant. And then they're doing these One World Under Doom second printing variants where it spells out Doom.
Mm-hmm.
So those will be interesting. You got an homage, Predator vs. Spider-Man by Sakara. You got Rick and Morty with the universe crossover. That's interesting. All right. Next, we've got this interesting Spider-Girl cover. It's a Nogi-san variant.
I like it. It's simple.
Badass.
Less is more.
Lady Bullseye is a badass character.
Man, that's a
Yeah.
everything about it just looks great.
And then remember how we were talking, was it last week, about like this would be so much better without the foil? Well, they're doing it. Ultimate Spider-Man #1, Incursion #1, second printing 1 in 25. Just the Virgin. This is the book, in my opinion, to get.
You can make Spot like look really cool if you do it the right way.
That is one of the best
That is the
covers
right
of
way.
the year, right there. Damn, that's a good cover. So
yeah,
make sure you guys check that out. Always does this to me. Here we go. Okay. There is another Power of the Force 2 on F.O.C. Yuck. You want to buy some? Let me know. Of the real figures. You got an Art Germ. God, those things just make you go, ugh. Ugh.
They are just worthless.
Ugh. More Peter Pan stuff. The Last Boy. All right, look at this cover. The War. This is the 1B. This is cool. That's awesome.
That is really, I mean, someone pretty clever.
This is from Garth Ennis and Becky Cloonan. It says here, in New York City, a group of friends watch their fears become reality as they face the immediate threat of nuclear war. Everyone who has a different plan for survival at the end of the world, who will live, who will die. Collects parts 1 through 3 of the war, originally published in Hello Darkness 1 through 3. That's cool. So they're releasing some of the anthology books that were in Hello Darkness.
Was
That's
the
cool.
other cover someone who's pregnant in front of the bomb?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Look at this one. This one says Spot UV. So it's glow in the dark. It says Spot UV. That's interesting. That must glow in the dark somehow. So let's keep our eye on that. Look at this cover right here. They Choose Violence. Number 2 of 5 by Raza. Oh. That's a cool cover.
I just like the name. They Choose Violence.
Yep. That is a cool name. Transformers number 22 is on F.O.C. You got the Trinity stuff. Daughter of Wonder Woman number 2. You got a Tula Lotai cover right there. You have a really good Ultimate Black Panther that I'll show you guys here in a second. All right, here we go. So, variant wise, there is Bill Sienkiewicz. That's okay. Did you guys see the Bill Sienkiewicz? Gotham by Gaslight, The League for Justice, number 1.
No, huh?
It's pretty good.
You know, I never read the original Gotham by Gaslight.
Really?
I remember when it came
Great
out.
story.
I never read it.
It's also a great animated movie too.
It's one of the better Elseworlds tales. So
Probably in the top 5.
yeah. 1 in 50 for Blood Type number 2. Pretty cool. There is a 1 in 50 for Bring on the Bad Guys, Abomination number 1 with that new character, Sister Sorrow. So that'll probably.
I can't help but like that on that row, that second, which is a homage to Bloodstrike. I can't but help but like Rob Liefeld being like, they stole my idea. I need to get paid on that.
Look at that. Yep, Jim Rugg. Bill Clinton. What the hell?
Huh.
Look at this cover. 1 in 25.
Just a little too cartoony.
I love this one right here. Look at this one.
That's much better.
Yeah. I should have been there 1 in 25. All right, 1 in 100 for Doom 2099 by Derek Chu. Doom 2099 was always a well-written comic.
Yeah, it's great. There was a lot of that written by Warren Ellis.
Yep. Yes, sir. Got a Ryan Brown Carnage cover. That's excellent. I'm surprised there's no 1 in 100 for that. Right? All right, here's the 1 in 100 of that Ivan Talavera. This is so damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a great piece of art. Is that the new Amaranth character, or is that supposed to be Scarlet Witch? Yeah, I think that's Scarlet Witch.
That's what I was thinking. That. So I mean, I like the whole idea of the giant set. giant size House of M.
Yep.
That's definitely
It's been,
small.
God, I can't believe it's been so long since it's been out.
Yeah, it definitely looked
The
like
story is the original House of M was like 20 years old now too.
Mm-hmm. Because basically, I think they went from like we were talking earlier, like Civil War to like House of M.
This is really good art, but she's so non-Harley in the face that it's unappealing.
Who did that?
This is a Helen Mask variant.
Never heard of it.
The art
This
is
looks
very
like-
good, but she's just ugly. She's fucking
She's
ugly.
hideous.
God damn.
This looks like
Butterface Harley
worked-
Quinn house.
or she worked at a library. If Harley worked at a library.
There's almost too much going on too. I mean, like because like the different patterns, like the outside, the inside, and then with her different colors and her hair, and then that her face is disgusting. So
Yeah. She's
there's a lot going on, but it's not good.
I like the art. I mean, the hair is really, when you look at it, it looks really cool. The different patterns. I like the patterns, but I agree with you. There's something lost in it. But the face is just, whoa, holy shit is that?
Even the hair, like to me, like it's so thin. Like it just, I don't know. It looks off, but the face, the glasses, she looks like Harley hasn't aged well.
Let's see here. There is this cool heavy metal cover. I love the ultraviolet hues.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right. Lady Death Chaos Rules Shikari, you guys. Glow in the dark. That's amazing.
This has got Adam all over it.
Look how her lingerie has sugar skulls on it. Do you see all the sugar skulls?
Sugar tits for the win. Sugar tits.
Fuck, man.
The skull says love death.
And doesn't this look? This looks a little bit different than normal Shikari. It almost looks like it's like it looks different than normal
Shikari
Shikari.
got
You
the
can tell it's
blessing of
Shikari.
Polino to do this.
You can tell it's Shikari, but it feels like maybe not as polished, and it looks good. You know what I mean? Fuck, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Skulls in the background. That's beautiful. So that's the glow in the dark one on that one. There's a bunch of them. There's a holofoil, prestige, virgin. There's a naughty one, of course. For all you titty book fans. There's another really good Sun Kamanaka. Is it Kamanaku? Kamanaku variant. Look at this. Kamanaki. Sun Kamanaki. This would be amazing. They should have done a non-naughty version of this too. Look at that. That's really fucking good.
Does she have 3 boobs?
I don't know, man.
Oh, what's not Terminator?
Total Recall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that movie because of
Lady
that.
Satanis. Looks that kill premiere. That's a good fucking piece of art too. We got some Mad Love cosplay stuff. Shout out to James. All right, here's the Marvel Worlds to Come. This is a 1 in 25 Jay Anceletto Black Panther cover.
So I read that yesterday.
Uh-huh.
I did not know what was supposed to go on. So I was pretty taken back when I saw the ending.
That comic was one of the worst comics I've read in a long time. It was so, it didn't make any sense, man, to me.
I didn't like how they almost had like covers. I didn't know if I should be skipping those pages because it wasn't like a regular comic page. And it's like, this is 16 years before, this is 8 years before. I was like, is this important? It was a little, it was odd.
It threw me off too, Nate, big time. It made me instantly think like cash grab, some type of cash grab here. But I'm going to give Christopher Priest credit and continue to read it because I might have to eat my words, you know? So.
Still haven't read it yet.
Do you like that Marvel Knights logo? It's good to see that again. It's been a long time.
Did not mean to do that. Reopen close tab.
The whole reason why I bought it was the Marvel Knights.
Oh, the logo.
Totally,
Yep.
John. Totally.
Made me feel like I was pulling a book off the rack back in the 90s.
Yep.
Actually,
The first Marvel Knights dropped in 1998. So
the first Marvel Knights book was Daredevil by Kevin Smith.
26 years ago.
Yep.
Where were we? Oh, there we are. Oh, say here's a Torrin Clark. This is the 1 in 100 Torrin Clark. That's really good too. Whatever happened to who was that other Black Panther that was everybody was going crazy for? Yeah. Whatever happened to him?
Also,
it's a different universe.
The island of forgotten comic book characters.
Because this is like like what we're reading right now is like kind of like an Elseworlds, like kind of like a what if.
Yeah.
But like, Tosin would be in the like 616.
Yeah, Marvel Knights
you would
is
think you would think
is a
they would
different
be
universe.
doing something with them. You know what I mean?
Well, you'd also think ASM would be a good book. So,
Yeah, exactly.
what do I know?
Oh, I didn't know people were still reading Marvel comics.
Some of them.
How about Perillo killing it over at Marvel right now? This is a 1 in 25 New Avengers #2 by Perillo. Look at that.
That's pretty cool.
That's really good.
He's just really good. All his stuff's really good.
I'm stoked to see him at Marvel.
Yeah.
It's a 1 in 25. That'll be a big book. He did a photo variant of Red Guardian.
Nice.
1 in 25 Bjorn Barons of Predator Spider-Man, which is good.
I heard the Predator Black Panther was pretty good.
Yeah,
I haven't read it.
I've heard all of it. It's been good.
The Wolverine Predator was great. I haven't read the Predator Black Panther one yet.
Hey, can you pull up that Spider-Girl cover?
Oh, yeah. This is the Lady Bullseye one we just talked about.
Oh, that looks badass.
Yeah. Check this one out. This is Joelle Jones, 1 in 25 Supergirl.
Not to get on something different, but are you guys excited about seeing Spider-Man after the last final trailer? Like, I feel like I'm losing some of the interest. Like
Superman?
Superman. I don't think it. I don't know. It just the more I keep seeing the trailers, I'm like, I don't.
I'm excited to see it.
But the first one got me. But I'm like, the more I keep watching, I'm like, I don't know.
Every time I hear the sound, the soundtrack,
the music's great.
Oh yeah, it pumps me up.
Unfortunately, it's like the rest of the film. I'm like, I don't know, man. Just
it seems like it's a lot.
Yes, man.
It seems like it's
a T on it.
It seems like it's a big marketing push, right?
Yeah.
Because everything from like Milk Bones to like every movie theater having its own like exclusive drop of whatever, like comic or poster. And I mean, I just saw I was just looking through a group chat and I saw that there's an announcement of something. And then you also have like, you could even get that dog bowl, like that's for a popcorn bucket or whatever. Like,
Who remembers us saying that?
Superman.
We were saying that totally the other week. They better do a dog bowl, and look what they announced.
Yeah, they have a dog bowl.
Fucking.
I'm a little nervous that the dog and the music are what's going to drive people in. I'm afraid that the movie, like, I mean, I'm telling you, like, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm like, the more I keep seeing the trailers, I'm like, where's this going?
I mean, how much do you believe in James Gunn? I believe he makes great soundtracks. I don't disagree with that statement.
I don't know. True that. But I didn't give a shit about a rocket, raccoon, and a talking tree.
But no one knew who those characters. I mean, for the most part, I'm with you, Adam. But like, no one really knew who any of those characters were, so you could have done anything with them. But Superman, Lois Lane. I honestly think, I think that's one of the biggest problems. You shouldn't do Lex Luthor in the first movie. I think this is what
I totally agree with that.
With Nolan, they didn't have the Joker in the first one. I mean, like, no one knew who Ra's al Ghul was outside, like, people really into comics.
Were the animated series at that point in 2005?
I hope it's good.
Speaking again, 2005.
Yeah, Batman Begins was 2005.
This is 2005 was the year. Keep going back to it.
I really hope that it's not bad.
And I think Cosmo wants to go like Peacemaker. I think was a really good series. I thought that was really the whole way through.
It's if Superman is bad, then it's gonna
the entire universe is shot.
Comics. Yeah, it'll be a big deal.
I actually think DC and Time Warner or Discovery or whatever they're calling themselves nowadays cannot afford to let this be a shit.
God, I hope it's good.
Superman has to be their Iron Man.
Yep.
That's a
good. Like it has to be the one movie that
launches the rest.
It has to create. Everybody's going to say, okay, now I really got to pay attention here, and watch all the movies because something is building here. But if it's bad, man, oof.
I think the part that got me was just I was thinking about like I like the guy from X-Men who's playing Lex Luthor. I think he'll do a good job. From the last trailer I saw, like when he's going into the fortress. I don't know. It was just reminded me of the Brandon Roth movie when Kevin Spacey's going in, and just I was like, why is it kind of the same characters doing the same thing? Like, there's just like, why does anyone use Brainiac and like what? Like some of the stuff I just can't figure out a little bit.
Or Bizarro.
Because of Superman.
Bizarro would be awesome.
Well, you can kind of see where they're going. That they're utilizing this to open up the whole DCU. That's why they have Ultraman showing up in there, right? They're going to bring in
Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, Mr. Terrific.
Gardner.
Guy Gardner.
Steve's going to play a big role in it
the
too.
Engineer. They're going to bring in the what's that team? The Absolute team.
The Authority, man.
The Authority. I mean, so
yep.
They're playing that role.
I think Mr. Terrific could be like Metamorpho. Like those could be really, great characters.
I've even heard rumors of a Peacemaker cameo.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
it
would surprise me because his wife was in it, so I could definitely see like him.
Yeah, this is gonna be because after this,
but Peacemaker and Superman, like to me, like that's where it just a little too much. Like they don't fit.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, let me ask you this: what are you looking forward to more? Fantastic Four or Superman at this point?
Superman. Fantastic Four.
I want to see Fantastic Four more now.
I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'm really starting to think that the Fantastic Four movie is going to have a greater impact because I think something crazy is going to happen at the end of that movie. I can't imagine they think they're going forward with a 60s version of FF into the modern world without destroying that world, and that team escaping into one of Reed's little, wormholes or whatever. So I think there's going to be more of consequence in Fantastic Four with Galactus. I think Superman, people just have to be patient. They have to let it develop because obviously for him to do it right, he's got to start from scratch.
I gotta tell you, I liked the last Superman movie. No, Batman for Superman, but like Superman.
Man of Steel.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to top Henry Cavill, as Superman. That's another thing. He's got to measure up. If he doesn't hold it down the way he did, people are gonna keep talking about what was better before. So.
How popular is Superman?
Sorry, go ahead.
how popular is Superman nowadays, anyways? Like, I mean, I get that the historical point of view of Superman was always like one of the most top 3 superheroes of all time.
Yeah.
But like nowadays, like everyone on this panel, like, where's Superman on your top whatever number?
I don't even think
is
they're in
Superman
my top
in,
10. Yeah.
Yeah, is Superman in your top 10 right now? Like, for anyone?
I mean, when I think DC, I obviously think Batman, I think Green Lantern, I think Flash. There are a lot of people. Wonder Woman, I think Superman.
I think Superman is so iconic that regardless, you know, he comes back into the frame every single time you do anything else. It's like what Spider-Man is to the Marvel Universe. They can go forward doing Iron Man was such a great movie in the beginning, and they can do all of those movies without a Spider-Man, but at some point you have to come back to him. You know?
Yeah.
From going forward now, you have to always have Spider-Man in the Avengers or somehow involved with somebody because, you know, he's still like the center of that universe in a sense, you know? He's the face. Superman is the face of DC in a sense, I would say, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So him and Batman.
Yeah.
But it's got to be good because at least like with Marvel launched with Iron Man, where Iron Man was like a C-list character.
Level character, yeah, right.
Yeah, he wasn't Captain America or Spider-Man or Hulk, you know, even in the comic books before that movie. So Superman is really, he's like the number 1 or number 2 guy in the DC universe with Batman. If, like I said, if that doesn't work, if that script doesn't work, where do you go from there?
If Superman fails, this whole new era of DC is fucked.
Probably.
I mean,
Then I think you really have to focus on more like the one-off movies. You just stop trying to copy Marvel and making a universe. Like, just make one good movie with whoever the character is. And
there's times I think Marvel should stop being such an extensive universe at this point too. But that's another story.
Yeah, the multiverse really kind of just
Marvel might be doing stretching too far too fast. I mean, especially with the multiverse, it's like
it's too hard.
It's too much to you know.
The stories aren't good, and then it gets confusing.
Yeah. And they're canceling movies because they're in fear of what they originally intended fucking up what the next move is. So it's
Yep. All right. This is coming out from Transformers. It's a 1 in 50. It's a badass cover. Simon Parr variant. Nice little Lambo design. Is that RC, like as a Lambo?
RC, but I was about to say that's not the car. You know, she didn't transform into that, but
yeah, she was a bike, right? Like a little ninja street bike.
I mean, that was she. You know, she was a Cybertron car. It's kind of like a bike, but it was just I don't know, like that. It's a good looking cover. That's one of those that there cannot be many that are ordered.
Yeah,
it'll be really hard to find down the road.
So that's cool. There is a 1 in 25 Scott Forbes for Trinity that I don't know if Hood would like this or not, but there you go. He's a Scott Forbes fan. That one's a little bit off for me.
Yeah.
1 in 25 Caselli Black Panther on Ultimate Black Panther. There is also a lot of weird stuff going on in Ultimate X-Men. They're bringing in Rogue, I think, which is weird. That whole series was kind of weird. I thought it had maybe something.
Is that? I didn't realize it was still going on. It was it's trash. They should just stop it. It's awful.
Yeah. So, but they're doing a new Unchosen series that's got a Momoko cover. So there you go. That is all the new books on F.O.C. this upcoming F.O.C. so far.
I will say I did try to get the Momoko, that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 100 variant she did.
Yeah.
I love that one.
So do I.
It's a hard book to get. It's still expensive. It's still expensive.
Oh, you're talking about this one?
Can't hide money.
This one? This one that I bought for $50 and then graded it myself?
Graded yourself?
Yeah.
The Aaron Yee
Yeah, it's
9.9.
I have my own CGC line now.
10.1.
I get all the
Can you get me a book
all the
grade
books that
6.9?
So here's something interesting. Spoilers. There's a Marvel's putting out a 616 day comic book store special item thing. So they're doing variants for it. So here's some new variants for you that they're going to send out to comic book stores, it looks like. So, you know what, dude? I never thought of that. I wonder what Marvel thinks of that company called 616. Do they like have any problems with that? You know what I mean? I wonder, because it feels like, you know what I mean? I see these and I'm like, oh, 616. I don't even want to fucking buy these. You know? Maybe it's just me. There you go.
I like Dennis's comic grading company, EGE.
EGE, yeah.
I'm gonna get one of those books.
Here's the little package they're
Yeah,
sending
give me a
out.
book grade a 6.9 and we'll talk.
And then Derek's comment, Adam will have the first and only graded book, 69.420.
Damn right.
Comes out June 16th to all you comic book stores. Our hope that 616 Day becomes an exciting opportunity for you and your stores to rally your customers, build interest in comics, and drive foot traffic in a way that feels special. So there you go. That's coming from President Dan Buckley over at Marvel. So there you go, comic stores. You can be excited that you're going to get a nice little package of, I don't know what it is.
Monday, here we come.
Are they already on?
Oh, is that
eBay?
Monday?
Yep.
Derek says they're already on eBay.
Are you kidding me?
That's what he said.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I saw them on Geek earlier tonight.
I mean, but can you really say that that's really a problem? Because everyone pre-sells everything on eBay, right? Like even the J. Scott Campbell books, before they even dropped, someone had like the 4-pack already for sale of like signed, unsigned. Like all that stuff was listed before it even dropped.
Do not open until Monday. They're already selling them. 175. How much are they selling for? $35. 119. So the set is a polybagged variant comic set of 4 plus pins. So you get all 4 comics plus some pins for $120 they're selling for on the secondary market.
How much did each store get?
One.
Is it like a? Oh, so it's just like a one per store thing.
Yeah, it looks like.
Oh,
I don't know.
I won't be able to beat Johnny to the comic store that day.
Yeah. That's fucking. At least they're sending them to comic book stores. I'd love to hear how that plays out. You know. Good on them.
Oh, I hope there's like at least like 3 fist fights in front of a store for one.
Yeah, there probably will be.
Yeah,
How
if
about
it was
this one?
If it was a bad idea, but there'd be a line for people.
The Pokemon fight
With
league.
this, no one even knows what's going on.
You
No
got
one
it.
cares.
How about this one? This is the first look at the Amazing Adventures cruise through Disney and Marvel. They got a new boat they're calling the Disney Adventure, where they do an Amazing Adventures Marvel Comics cruise. And they're making a special comic for it by Linnell Francis Yu that it says here, Disney cruise manager writes, last November, Marvel Comics editor-in-chief C.B. Cebulski and I sat down to dream up something truly epic. How Marvel Comics could be part of a historic maiden voyage of Disney adventure, the very first Disney cruise ship set to sail in Asia, launching from Singapore. Fast forward to today, I'm thrilled to be able to announce first look at the cover for Amazing Adventure Issue 1, a brand new original Marvel comic book exclusively created for Disney Adventure's inaugural journey this December. So there you go. This book is we're going to end up seeing on the secondary market. There's the wraparound cover for it.
Hey, Brian, you want to see everybody's excitement? It's like a 3-0 Jets Patriots game at halftime. No one
Yeah.
cares. I mean, it's just like that. They did this with Star Wars with the cruise. They
Yeah.
did that.
Oh yeah, so this is only going to cost like what, $5,000 or
Yeah,
whatever.
and then it's like the hotel, and then they shut down the hotel after 2 years. It's way too much.
Hotel that shut down in about a year.
Yeah.
Something like that.
What kind of food do you think they serve on the cruise that goes to Singapore? Like, do you think it's like a standard like cruise foods, or do you think it's like Asian cuisine?
Whatever
Like all
they
that?
catch.
Probably everything that they can put
Oh.
on there that they could sell, right?
Yeah.
All of it.
That's
Yes.
true.
The answer is yes.
The answer is yes.
Chicken fingers.
Yeah.
Oh, but do you blame like stuff like also like everyone's getting a cruise now? Like San Diego Comic Con had
Is there a cruise for that now too?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that on Facebook the other day.
Yeah, it was like back in
Comic-Con cruise.
January. I mean, I haven't heard anything bad about it. I mean, it's not like the cruise ship crashed or anything like that, and a bunch of artists had to eat like their fans or anything like that.
I saw there was a
That goddamn iceberg around San Diego.
So much
got
can
some,
go wrong with a cruise. Oh boy.
Right? I mean, but yeah, just in general, like a bunch of people could get sick or something like that. Who knows?
They won't even be allowed to dock. That's like a
I was
rule.
about to say they can't really go that. Are
Are
they bringing them in for Tijuana on the cruise to San Diego? Or I guess it's the question is like, where are they coming from? Or they
I don't even. I think I think they went out of Florida too. It was something weird like that. They left Florida and went to one of the tropic islands or whatever. I don't remember where.
Because I'm like, what do you do if you're leaving San Diego? Hey, we're going to leave the Comic Con for a day. We'll look at the nice prisons in Tijuana and come back. I don't know exactly.
So check this out. This is a 48 scale tabletop diorama for Halloween that they're putting out. This is one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. Check this out. Look at this.
Is that Ghostfish?
Just ghosts flying around.
I was going to say, like, remember how we looked at the Star Wars one earlier? Can you imagine if like Anakin and Obi-Wan were fighting and those were around them?
Watch, one comes up to the screen.
Oh, this would be a great Ghostbusters.
Right? It's just a little.
Remember when they all get out of the trap?
Is that a Haunted Mansion promotion? Is that what you said?
I don't think it's Haunted Mansion. It's through a company called Atmos Effects Ghosts.
That's
Custom
cool.
built by John Essex. That's freaking awesome. I mean, look at that.
Isn't Nathaniel Essex Dr. or Mr. Sinister?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. I got some more cool art stuff to show you guys. Check this out. This is from Beast Rec.
That's cool.
Yeah. Gotta
Oh,
love
it's
that.
throwing me off. There's only one E.
See the icy?
Yeah.
So he does these really cool old school, like he'll go get like old school things from the 80s and he'll do cool rebrands on them. And check these out. I've showed you guys these before. Like he does these right here. Right? Like, hold on, there's more. He does a bunch of. Dang it, Bobby.
Bobby. Dang it, Bobby.
Yeah.
Oh, they put Hank Hill in Fortnite.
Did they really?
Nice.
Mm-hmm. It's like all the dads. It's all the Fox dads. So I think Cleveland's in there, and then Peter Griffin. Yeah.
This one's good. Max Sabbath. Look at this. I love this one.
I'm surprised he's not doing the arcade characters. Like he could probably do a lot with those.
I'm surprised that wasn't a Buttercup cover.
Oh, there's Hubert. Yeah, well, and Mario.
He's badass.
Derek, there'll be a State of Filth cruise when with Beyond Wednesdays. You know, we're doing a collab cruise together.
Trying to get a hole in the boat big enough to.
A hole in the boat.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is from Johnny Caballero. Did I show this to you guys yet?
Yeah, we saw it like 2 weeks ago. It's awesome.
Oh my god, dude! Look at his
Yeah,
other art though.
It is money.
Just make sure to send me that $1,000 deposit through PayPal. You know, to reserve your spot.
That right there is sick. So, that should be a cover right there. No fucking doubt about it. All right, I got a couple more here. Check this out. This is the Vigilante 88. He goes by. That's a cool cover. I don't know if it's a cover or what it is. Maybe an album cover for Youth Energy. That's super cool. This is super cool. Austin
like
Jose. P.H. Gregory. Austin Jose Gregory. Yeah, that's sick. Hold on, look at this. So this guy is badass. He goes by Jordan Spriggs Sculptures. He does this with all like old tool parts and stuff. Look at this.
It's pretty dope.
Right? Absolutely amazing. All those parts right there. Built these. How much do you think he sells one of those for? A couple grand, right?
It's got to be a lot.
Yeah.
I think just moving it would be a lot.
Yeah. I mean, anywhere from a couple grand to 25,000. I don't know. I've never bought a sculpture before.
This is an artist, Will Blood, out of Brighton. I think it's UK, right? That's awesome.
You see the skeleton behind 4 bugs.
That's such a good piece of art. And then
I do like X-ray.
Shout out to our boy Alex Garcia. Got a great piece that he's working on right here. Alex created the Beyond Wednesdays skull for me. He's an amazing illustrator. He's always doing good stuff. And then I love this guy, Monkey Mouth Art. He does some of the best turtle art ever. This guy will be a comic artist in no time. You watch.
Monkey Mouth Art.
Look at that.
Wow. Is it Shredhead? I'm trying to get that.
I've been on it for a while, showing retailers and stuff. This guy, and one of these days,
Rat King. Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna hit in a major way.
I may have to reach out.
I mean, look at that. Every single one of these would be a hit as a cover. Yeah.
Excuse me, Brian. You said he's Monkey Mouth Art?
Monkey Mouth Art. Like, look at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out.
Yikes.
How about that? This guy's next level. I've reached out to him to get him on the show. It sounds like he's in maybe East Asia. So there is a big, huge time, or maybe he's in Europe. So there's an 8-hour difference. So it's hard to get him on a show. But one of these days we will.
I
Look
want
at
to
this.
reach out for some art.
He does rock posters. He did this Avenged Sevenfold poster.
Ooh, nice.
So
he did, I think, a Metallica poster too. But look at that, dude. He does yeah, Masters of the Universe characters.
Yes.
He does, look at that, Scareglow.
Scareglow, that is great.
Awesome sauce.
It's another poster he did for Trivium. Like, this guy's next level type stuff. Webster. Look at this one for Metallica.
Oh, he's doing the Virginia Tech because they play to begin the games. Yep.
Virginia Tech colors.
Oh, I didn't know that. They played Metallica at Virginia Tech.
The whole stadium bounces. Crazy. Look at this one. Look at that. The Punk Frogs. That's so fucking good.
Awesome sauce.
This Slash. So
That's great. That really is good.
Yep. Monkey mouth art, you guys.
Oh,
If you
man.
remember, this was one of the, I want to say one of the first things that I ever showed of his was this right here. This is the first thing I ever showed way back in the day, December of 24. And he's just getting better and better. This is some of his older stuff. His older stuff is really good. You could tell he was doing a lot of album art
Stuff for
stuff.
bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For bands. Yeah.
Oh man, I might have to hit him up for a design, like some of the old school stuff.
Look at that. That's a killer design right there. But then
Yeah, because we're doing that.
You could tell he started changing things right here. Colors. You can see he puts colors with big, and it was and there's his original him showing how he draws, all on digital pads.
I mean, that's pretty smart to do too, where you have like those super darkened images that you typically see in black and white, and then add like pop colors to it to make it like really stand out.
Yep. Yeah, this guy's really good. He'll be one of the big names in comic books or just art in general, I imagine, over the next 2 years. So, pretty cool. You can see how he does stuff.
Is that Rancid?
Yeah. Really good. And here's the finished product.
Lion shirt right there.
Where's the finished product? Where is the finished product? It's up here somewhere. Anyways, go check it out. Really good stuff. That one's one of my favorites right there. Black Panther.
That was dope.
Right? That dude. Oh my god, that is fucking beautiful. Anyways, you guys got any pickups? Pickups?
I think just what I showed last time
Yeah,
for my trip from Corpus Christi.
I don't have any pickups. Do you have anybody else have any pickups?
I got some pickups.
You got some pickups?
I got
John?
just a few things. Just
Let Nate
remember
go
the old
first.
remember the old GI Joe cards and
Yes.
Transformer cards you used to buy like for 69 cents.
Yes.
I found some and I was able to pick out two. So I picked out one GI Joe. I picked out Airborne because it's my favorite.
Awesome.
But it looks clean. Like I'd
Yeah.
like to get them graded. And I don't know if you remember, like the cards are reversed or the photos and the cards are reversed.
Yep.
And then, so Brian, I got one Cobra. Can you guess who the Cobra would be?
Yes, bro.
Scrap Iron. The twins.
The twins.
Yep.
I love the twins.
Yep. I got a couple
then,
of those I got to put up.
Then I picked this up for $8 the other day.
Rex Chapman.
Rex Chapman.
89? Yeah, 89 or 88.
88, because this,
88.
so he's the first pick, and I was really upset that they did not take Ronnie Cycli. Like,
Yeah.
I really wanted Horns to get, but Cycli said he wouldn't sign with Charlotte. But I had some friends who were thrilled that they took Chapman. So I got that. And then one more thing. I don't know if you guys did, I did the Transformers Kickstarter, not the one that was recent, but the one about the cards.
Yeah.
And so I just got mine like the other day, and I opened up the foil pack, and I did get 2 out of 3 auto of Bob Budansky. He was the one who actually wrote all the old Marvel Transformer books.
Oh, that's cool.
He actually was the one who came up with the names for like Megatron, I think Starscream, Ravage, a lot of the guys. So I thought that was cool.
That is cool.
So he's like one of the guys that helped build the whole.
Yeah,
Oh,
whole
yeah.
whole
Cool.
Transformers world.
So he's the Larry Hama of Transformers, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's awesome. All right, John, you are up, my brother.
All right. This is from Fan Expo. Dan Quintana Vampirella cover that I thought was really, really, really nice.
Yeah.
It looks like an exclusive from Captured Collectibles and No Mas. but I couldn't pass on it. Nice little cert. It's number 250. So then a lot of new stuff. I didn't go too crazy with older books like I normally do. I got the new series, The World to Come, The Variant, and The Storm.
I didn't realize there's that many. Yeah.
Yeah, the version of it, which is just a beautiful cover. I don't know if anybody's ever
beautiful.
seen it.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Is that Sway?
Got the sketch. I'm gonna get something done in that eventually. I don't know. I got the one per
I like
store.
the black and white.
Yeah. Then I picked up one of these, a first print, while everybody was buying the second prints.
Oh, has the first prints dropped down in price?
I don't know. Not really. It's but I didn't pay that. It's just it just happened to be someplace for. And I got one of these from J. Scott Campbell's website. He had like a sale going on these. I wound up getting this with the cert for $52.
Nice.
So I figured I'd grab one of those. And then I got really lucky and I got 2 more first prints of Bridezilla.
She gets her hair cut in the new issue.
Yeah, she does. And that's just about it. I got a bunch of the new monster stuff too, but I think everybody's already seen that. The ones that everybody's trying to get a hold of the cards. But
Yeah.
Oh, my
Bryan,
LCS had the same problem as everybody else. So
I got one more item, or I got one item.
Let's see here.
So, remember how I was in the magazine?
Oh yeah, that's
So-
awesome, bro.
So I have a physical copy
Big
of it.
timer.
I know, right? So, let me find the page. So, boom, there you go. First appearance of Yi in a magazine.
Can I send that to
Nice.
CGC and get
I
a
don't
little
know.
auto?
no, you gotta
Oh,
send
wait.
it to Yeezy. Yeezy.
That's right. Yeah, and I want a 10.2.
10.2. Not a 666.
Actually, even better.
You got anything, Adam? No?
What's that?
You can get anything, Adam, you said?
Yeah, hang on. I just, you know what?
I always wanted to collect these, man. The red autos out of all the heritage. I think it would be cool to start like a red auto collection. Out of
Man,
some of
they're
the...
just they're expensive. I pulled one
got
last
movie
year.
posters in. And I got a couple of OG Daredevil movie 2003 promo posters.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah,
They
the
look
old
it
ones.
up.
Yeah.
I also got a Mallrats movie poster signed by Kevin Smith and Stan Lee.
All right.
Nice.
Oh, that's dope.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, those red autographs, man, are nuts. In those heritage, they're so rare on card autos.
I pulled one. I pulled a Fred Lim was who I got.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, they are good looking. Like I really want an Ellie because 75.
Oh, the red on red.
Red, Ellie 60. 75. They're of all the autos. Like they're just that would be I think a good one to have for him.
Wow. Real quick, do you remember Dan Serafini? Dan Serafini was one of the pitchers that when the Arizona Fall League first started, me and my best friend at the time were always going to the Fall League games, and we would just collect minor league stars because all the minor league stars were at the Fall League. So Mike Piazza, Derek Jeter, Charles Johnson, Chan Ho Park, like all the top guys at the time. Dan Serafini was one of the big ones. He just confessed to murder in Lake Tahoe the other day.
Was it to the twin season? I mean, holy
crazy,
shit!
dude.
But like,
Crazy.
is this like a murder that happened a long time ago, or is it something recent?
Lake Tahoe murder trial, so something recent. It sounds like.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
crazy,
nuts.
dude.
Oh, I can't wait for the, the TV series or the documentary about that.
Ah, it's crazy, dude. So anyways, all right, good stuff, you guys. What else do we have coming up? I got a Walking Dead sale that I'm going to start. So if there's anybody looking for Walking Dead stuff, the first Walking Dead sale will start on Monday on eBay Live. I'll be on Whatnot and eBay Live multiple times every week over the next like 4 or 5 weeks. And I've got a ton of stuff I'm selling. I've got big boy books. If anybody's interested, I have a Hulk 7.5 signature series signed by Herb Trimp and Len Wein. That is available for sale, along with a lot of other bigger books that are graded and a lot of new stuff I'll be selling raw on my sales to get ready for San Diego. I've got a lot of toys and apparel, clothing, that like old school band clothes and Marvel t-shirts and stuff. So if any of you guys see anything interesting that you're would be interested in on the eBay store, let me know. Outside of eBay, and I'll try to make you a deal, especially if you are a member of the highest member category in the YouTube membership. You do get a 10% off thing if you're part of that group, once a month on certain things. So if there's anything you're interested in, let me know. I'll be on Monday and then Thursday and then Sunday again. So the days I'll be working or be doing sales are going to be Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays every week, if not more. So Whatnot and eBay, links are in the bio. And we'll see you guys soon. Adios.